mind if I do?
Covino and Rich.
Are you ready? Honestly, how do I deal with you every day?
Get ready.
Turn on that on the radio.
Get ready.
Whoa! Yeah!
Holy mother nugget! And holy mother meatball! Can't knock the hustle.
I'm the smartest man alive! You're so ridiculous. What? You're such a fool. Get out of here.
Oh, I'm a disc jockey.
What's a disc jockey?
Turn it up. Turn the show. Here we go. Covino and Rich.
Let's go!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's right. Oh, yeah.
I'm extra excited because it's a Tuesday. It feels like a Monday, but it's already a Tuesday.
Oh, feels good, right?
Yeah, not a snooze day. Wake your ass up. Back to the old grind. But tacos are here. Hope you had a nice Memorial Day weekend. We salute the fallen soldiers that served and died for this country. Hope you had a nice weekend, guys and gals. I'm Covino. That is Rich. Hope you had an Alex Palu sort of weekend. Am I right? Let's rock out. Alex Palu. The number 10 car, 8500 winner.
Oh,
Alex Palu.
Alex Palu.
An OKC sort of weekend.
Talking about racing there?
Nah, man. I just shouted out the guy.
Yo,
But there was a Series 6M Creed car that was insane. Did you see it?
I did not watch any of the Indy 500. But I will say, Chet Holmgren is maybe the best goon of all time. Is there a goonier goon than Chet Holmgren in the NBA?
George Murasan when he played.
Wide open.
He is such a goon.
So I hope you enjoyed some great basketball. Hope you enjoyed the Indy 500. Shout out to Felix Rosenquist, who drove the Series XM Creed car. Shit was pretty sweet. But yeah, Alex Palu with the win. Do I care? Not at all. But some of you do. So shouting it out. Hope you enjoyed all your games, baseball, whatever it was you were watching, grilling, cooking, chilling, family, whatever you were doing. The summer has unofficially begun.
Let's
go.
I think I want this car.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
How the fuck do I get this car?
There was a picture that Scott Stapp posted too. It was him, Mark Tremonti of Creed, A-Rod, Jeter, Big Papi, and I think the driver. And I was like, damn. They were all pumped about that.
That's where the big boys with the money play.
Yeah, for real, man.
IndyCar stuff.
Legends. Yeah, I'm not into it, but hey, big deal. Money.
You mean this one? With Tom Brady?
Those studs.
Scott Stapp.
How did I forget?
Derek
Tom
Jeter.
Brady. And they all dress the same, too. It's sweet jacket with the T-shirt.
Look at how tiny Scott Stapp looks next to fucking the three sports legends.
The bomber jacket's still in, I guess, for older guys.
I mean,
But
truthfully, they're all like they're all dressed like you, Covino, because that's the 40-year-old guy wardrobe.
But it's still pretty sweet.
Yeah, they look good.
What's A-Rod smuggling?
I saw that spot. I know. He's got a bat in his pants.
What's he smuggling
He's
in
got
there?
a fungo bat. Taking batting practice.
It's got it's
at the Indy 500. So anyway, lots of great sports, but lots of great fun with friends and nice, extended, relaxing weekend, I hope, for you. But let's get into it.
Fucking A-Rod's like a rhino, and I'll explain what that means.
Let's enjoy some tacos. Started off by saying that Friday came, and we hosted for Dan Patrick on Friday, which was really nice. We want to take that spot when it's ready for us. That's the goal here. We don't fill in just for the fun of it, but it is fun to promote and get our name out there, build familiarity with different people, and invite them to our big party coming up. Just a nice way to really get that word out there, too. So we did Dan Patrick on Friday, had a lot of fun. If you missed it, catch the podcast. And then that began the weekend. We were chilling.
No, it didn't, because...
I mean, it was early Friday morning, 6 a.m.
Because when we were done at 8:54 and that commercial hit...
Well, that began the weekend.
Sarah and our pals Nico and Dana, they were waiting downstairs with the kids to go to Legoland, but we couldn't leave right away.
That sucked. Good point.
We couldn't leave right away because Doug Gottlieb.
We made radio history.
You know what?
We did. I pointed it out to the boss.
I don't want to blame this guy.
Is that radio history?
I think so.
I don't want to blame this guy.
I said to the boss, we might be the only host that filled in for Dan Patrick and Colin Cowherd on the same day.
It's possible, actually.
I said,
I don't want to,
put it in the bio. and make note of it. Put it in the books.
Not complaining, just explaining. I don't know if it's a level of apathy, bad luck, or something, but on those rare times where we have a tech malfunction, I feel like we go above and beyond to problem solve, troubleshoot, spots running around, fucking fixing things. And we may have, in the history of our show, missed like one segment. It's
I couldn't
fixed.
even tell you
I
that.
said this.
Can't even admit that.
I said this to you on Friday. Sometimes, like a lot of people that are in, a lot of engineers. Let's just say engineers. A lot of engineers or people who don't understand want to solve the issue, like the actual issue. They want to solve the actual issue.
Instead of troubleshooting a solution.
Instead of troubleshooting a solution, they want to solve the issue. So like if some device goes down, rather than saying, let's try an alternate approach, they're like, no, we need to fix the device.
Just use the example of play. Doug Gottlieb's little device was like not connecting. So instead of trying to figure another way,
I walk in, I'm like, oh, because this happened to us when we were filming it. We were filming it for Colin Cowherd because it's a different studio. I'm like, oh, Rich is on Zoom to watch video of Covino so they can interact. I'm like, oh, is there a way we can just patch the audio through? It took a few minutes because it's a studio we never used, but figured it out, and we got it on the air because we found a Band-Aid for the problem.
Yeah.
We didn't fix the overall issue. People don't want to they don't want to get something troubleshooted in the moment. They just want to fucking
it was
prove their
Let me make it
jobs.
clear. We were filling in for Dan Patrick, and Doug Gottlieb was filling in for Colin Cowherd. And as soon as we said, see you in the promised land, and pulled the headphones out, thinking we were done with Dan Patrick, the producer came in, Jay Stu, for Doug Gottlieb, who was filling in for Colin, and said, guys, we need you to stay around longer if possible, because Doug Gottlieb's unit wasn't connecting and there was technical difficulties. Therefore, no one was available to host Colin Cowherd's show at the moment. So we just, and again, it's such a mind shift because as soon as I do this, take my headphones out, all my thoughts go out the window. Seriously. Weekends here, I'm brain dead. I'm coasting through the rest of my day.
Yeah.
It happens that fast. Because the minute they tell me we have to go in there and host again, I'm like, wait a second.
Wait, what?
I just talked for 3 hours and I don't know anything now. What are we talking about? I don't know.
I didn't take my notes from the show and threw them out. So I was like,
Those notes, when they crumble, they're out of my life. So, yeah, forever. So, when they ask us to fill in, my immediate reaction is, I mean, of course, but come on.
Yeah.
What is this, amateur hour? Just kidding. But Jay Stu came in. He was problem solving. And, of course, I'll do anything for Jay Stu. He's a great dude. It's Doug Gottlieb that's annoying. But it wasn't his fault either. At least I don't know if it was. It could have been because he lets his little unit run out of power. It's happened before.
No, it was on this end.
Was it? So
Yeah.
either way, it wasn't
saw it.
connecting. So we had to sit in
Right.
for the next hour, setting back Rich's San Diego Zoo Legoland adventures and setting back my gym time and the rest of my day.
man.
But it was also the stress of having to fill in. But to be honest, another reason to promote our big party coming up.
Yeah.
So not only did we promote it on Dan Patrick for 3 hours, another hour of Colin
Told you,
Cowherd.
all you guys had to do was restart the show.
Yeah, I
you
know.
You basically just had to pick up from where you started at the beginning of Dan Patrick and just
wait,
regurgitate it on
Yeah,
Colin Cowherd.
Covino's so right in that the minute you throw out your notes and you're like headphones
Yeah.
out,
I get it.
there's a weird sense of
Yeah, the doctor's
because Spot, you'll
It's like
say
shutting off the engine and then like, it's like shutting
No, I
off
know.
a lawn mowing
I know.
engine.
You have to like restart it.
And it's hard to restart. It's like,
well, Spot. What do you think? Spot will ask us like, what clip from today's show? And a lot of times it's tricky just because the minute the show's over, I forgot what we even talked
the
about.
generator was off.
Yep. So
And then we had to turn it right back on. And
not that it was a big deal, but it was just when you said, and then the weekend started. I'm like, no, we had a half hour. We had 45 minutes of like,
that is true.
You know,
That is true. But we did a decent job. We talked nonsense and again promoted our party and filled in for the herd. And then Gottlieb kicked in.
By the way, something
about
we,
an hour later.
something we never talked about on this show yet. Maybe, before we get into our weekend adventure. Did you see any more about that story about UCLA scientists saying they could cure hair loss?
No.
Because I'm thinking of all our bald friends.
I mean,
and
check me out. Look
would
at that. I got
they-
a little, who's that guy? That little rocket boy? Who's that kid with the pompadour?
Oh, and the Bob's Big Boy thing, or no?
No. Who's that kid? Johnny. Look, Jimmy Neutron, bro.
Jimmy
Look
Neutron?
at me. I like Jimmy Neutron.
But I do wonder if all of our bald friends, if some solution worked, would every guy you know that shaves his head or bald, would he automatically be like, I'm getting hair again?
No, because everything that's too good to be true usually is Ozempic, dick pills. This perhaps.
No, but
you know,
what if
you have hair, but your penis doesn't work now?
What if it's
or you have an
so-
inverted penis?
What if it's so effective? Well,
Yeah,
got
but
like,
there's always a side effect.
Picture
that
this,
they
like
don't know about.
I'll pick a guy, like
Your kid grows out, he comes out next with hair on his nose, like something weird happens.
Let's say a handsome guy like Sebring, who went from having hair to, I'm gonna rock the beard and a shaved head. Does that guy now say, I'm gonna grow my hair back?
Like Walton Goggins.
Yeah.
Once it's proven and ready to go and tested for years, I would say.
Are there bald guys now though that are like, no, you know what? I sort of dig my bald look. Or do you think every single bald guy be like, no, I want hair again?
No, people start to get used to it and they
if
start to like it. Not everybody.
Like our agent, super agent Sean Wyman looks good with a shaved
he
head
looks
and a
better.
beard.
You know what happened to Greg Grunberg, the actor? Remember he was always very nice to us, Greg Grunberg?
Yeah, of course.
The actor.
Grunny.
He, out of nowhere, could have been stress induced, could have been, who knows, induced. Ended up with alopecia areata, but it started getting really bad where large patches of hair all over his face, head. He went completely bald, dude. All his hair just fell out. His eyebrows. And people were like, yo, dude, are you okay? You under chemo? And he's like, nope, I got to let everybody know. And now, hold on, after dealing with that, he's like, you know what? I'm kind of liking it.
No.
Yeah.
This guy?
He's starting to roll with it now, and he kind of likes it. I
looks
feel bad for him.
30 years older. He can't.
No, I mean, that's a bad picture. I see him rolling around now, and he's like, you start getting used to it. And look, there's a reason my dad stopped dyeing his hair. Like, he stopped caring. Not caring. It's like, liberating.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, who gives a fuck? And it's less hassle. He's probably loving the less hassle of the hair. And I think you start liking it. Steven Utah. You think he'd look good with a sweet, like, flow? He's got the bald head and the beard, and that's his
I
look.
don't know if those guys secretly are like, no, I want my hair back.
Some people have a weird head,
Plus, what are the
but some people, they pull it off.
what are the long-term implications of these things? Like we're
That's
just,
what I'm saying.
We're just now finding out Ozempic.
I wouldn't jump on it.
I wouldn't jump on it.
But we did talk about this on the Gottlieb show. When you think about athletes that we know,
What if your hair won't stop growing? Like, what if you put it on and like it just keeps growing out?
It's
and
like,
out
oh,
and
now
out
you have
and
your
out?
wolf, you have like wolf boy
No,
face.
like it's just endless.
hold on, not the Gottlieb show, Colin's show. We were filling in. Did
you ever see,
Because Gottlieb was late. We talked about this in depth because Rich was really intrigued about. You think athletes will never look the same? You think because they'll have the money to do whatever they want, but man, I don't know. Sometimes you don't want to take that health risk because you just don't know.
There's a movie, and this is the most obscure movie I'm ever going to describe, and I'm curious if either of you have seen it. It was probably in the 80s or early 90s. I'm glad you're interested. It was about a kid who lost their hair, and I don't know why, but I remember
Powder?
they created this like peanut buttery. It was called the peanut butter solution. They created this like peanut butter thing, and they put it on the scalp to grow the hair, and the hair started growing, but it wouldn't stop growing. And I remember they like kidnapped the kid, and they put him in a factory, and they were like turning their hair into like, all
didn't
these
dream
beauty
this.
products. I'm pretty sure.
What if you look like Teen Wolf?
Brushes
What if you
and-
look like Teen
Like,
Wolf?
what if
Your
what
kid
if
looks
it's like
like
that?
Teen
What
Wolf.
if you take it and like your hair just keeps growing, and like throughout the course of the show,
I could be a Mexican legend like Wolf Boy.
You'd have you'd cut your hair at the beginning of the show, and by the end of the show, it'd be long. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like it's like it accelerates it.
Well, we don't have to harp on
Chewbacca.
it, but I just thought it was a very interesting story that sort of went under the radar. We're a guy show, and no one talks about their hair more than you, and the fact that UCLA scientists are saying they got the solution.
Nah, I don't believe it.
I got the solution. Topics. Look at me now, bro. So anyway, Taco Tuesday. The weekend did begin a little hectic, but what me worry? Come on. Alfred E. Newman, bro. I panicked for like a split second.
How is this not
And then I
bigger-
saw Jay Stu, and I'm like, I got you. We're good.
How is this not bigger news? UCLA scientists claim they have cured baldness. That's
Hey,
like
wait.
a pretty big headline, no?
And that means they can reverse it, because curing
Yes.
it versus reversing it are two different things.
Yeah, but that
They've
also
identified-
coincides with your other story recently where toupees are back in action because they're so much better than they used to be.
Science scientists announced big breakthrough in the race to cure men's baldness. New research out of UCLA is exciting baldness researchers. They have identified a small molecule when prompted could waken long slumbered but undamaged follicles. They're saying they could just wake up dead hair follicles.
Just need one of those roller brushes
Like,
with the little spikes on it and some minoxidil and you're good. The other stuff, too risky right now, as far as I'm concerned. But hey, props to UCLA.
Hey,
Good job, guys.
I think it's going to be a big deal if it's true.
Of course
It just doesn't have FDA approval yet, so that could take like a year or so.
Yeah, and then you go hair on the tip of your dick, and then you're like, oh, no.
That's why they do
wait,
the
you're
trials.
not supposed to
and
have hair
stuff.
on the tip?
Nah, not on the tip.
Oh,
Start growing hair in between your toes. You're like, fuck, what's going on?
I got a hairy shaft. Is that normal?
There's always some side effect. The yin to the yang. There's always the down to the up. There's always some sort of catch. So, yeah, remember Creep Show? I do, Jimmy in Texas, but they won't remember. So it's Stephen King. Stephen King's Creep Show, right?
Yes.
But it's the one little episode that he's in. Creep Show is little segments of
I
like
remember
a
it,
Creep
yeah.
Show comic. And this meteor comes flying down. Stephen King is like a hillbilly with overalls on, and he watches this meteor. He's like, oh, God, nigga, damn. He runs up to it, and it splits open, and like goo comes out of it, and he burns his finger. Ah, it's a meteor. Next thing you know, like hair starts growing out of it, but it's like moss, and he turns like into this moss man kind of guy, and moss is everywhere, and then he explodes like a moss full of goo. You guys remember that or no?
Don't
All right, maybe
remember.
me and Jimmy are the only guys.
You and
So,
Jimmy.
Anyway, yeah, and the whole place is full of hair and green hair and moss and everything. So, hey, there's always a side effect. We'll see what happens. And then the weekend began, and I'll let Rich take it away because he had a Carlsbad. He put the bad in Carlsbad sort of weekend.
We drove down to Legoland, and it wasn't a bad drive, like 2 hours. Kids were good in the car. Cruising, just listening to some tunes. Get there, and not that I'm underwhelmed, but I think when you're used to how elaborate Disney and Universal do things now, you got to remember there are those secondary parks like the Sesame Places and the Dorney Parks and that next level down. And I wasn't expecting it at Disney, but I was like,
Their
oh.
water park is great for kids, and it was closed that day. So that kind of sucks.
So
Right, the water park's always the most fun part, the water slides and everything.
to me, we had a good time, but I was like, Legoland. It was all right. I feel like people have very much oversold it that have talked about it.
I always had a great time
And
there.
perhaps my kids aren't into Legos as much.
Sound jaded.
because-
But again, I was there during the rage of the movie when it first came out. It was a big deal. So, see, the water park's called Chima Water Park. Chima, Chima, Chima Water Park. And that was always a lot of fun, but doesn't open up until now, after Memorial Day.
So
But Carlsbad, that area is so nice.
it's a really nice area. And we went to Legoland, went on, the little kid roller coaster, and there's that 4D ride where you feel like you're moving, but you're not. You're in that little fucking, row.
the ninja ride.
Yeah, and it's almost like soaring,
Ooh.
where you're all in a row, and it's the three level couch ride, they call it.
I agree, Ruben. He's very theme park compass. Your kids are 5 and 8. It's not really meant for Rich and Sarah and Nico.
I know.
Yeah.
To me, I thought it was good. I feel like it was my fail by not watching Lego stuff leading up to it to maybe hype myself up and the kids up. But
everything is awesome.
Did you
Come
go on
on.
Benny's Playship?
Yeah, it's for kids. It's not for adults, really. I mean, there's a lot of cool Lego sculptures and everything.
Yeah, I mean,
but
they-
again, the water park was always fun.
Sounds to me like you should have gone on Campton Cranky's challenge,
I
He
think,
sounds like Captain Cranky to me.
right?
I think it was more of a kid's place than I thought. I thought it was more
It's
of like,
Legoland.
but adults do fucking weird adults do Legos. I mean, Disney has fucking huge rides, and that's Disney.
I don't know. I went there 3 or 4 times in Melody's heyday. I always had a fun time.
So I thought it
But again,
alright.
it was Lego hype. It was the height of Lego hype.
Yeah, I mean that's you
When
went
I was
to
going there.
you went to Legoland.
It's fun.
You went to Legoland right in the mix, like right when it was Lego. You
Yeah,
know, when
for
the
sure.
Lego movie came out. Yeah,
Everything was awesome.
There's a lot here. There's a lot of
there are
attractions.
just-
Yeah,
like
for
kids'
a
rides.
kid, I think is great. I could see how a parent, I don't know what you were expecting. Like,
I think also.
did they do that little
I think-
train trail or
Yeah, I think
around
Lisa-
the castle and
I think
stuff?
I think Lisa nails it. If you're not a parent of a kid who loves Legos and does Legos all the time, my kids aren't really making Legos. It's not their thing. So maybe you just missed the mark for our family because we're not a Lego family. Like my
I'm
kids.
not buying into that. That movie was massive. Legos have been around for 100 years. Generations of kids play with Legos. I don't think you need to be a Lego family to enjoy Legoland or the movie or Legos.
Yeah, I think it's more. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just are underwhelmed, and that's fine.
Mike E said Legoland is great for little kids. I would say once your kid is around 10 or over, it's you know,
Yeah.
it may have passed them by.
No
But
doubt.
see, like some
But that water park is sweet
some
for anybody.
Nimrod, like Mauser's like, Legoland more of a kid's place? You don't fucking say. Universal, Disney, Hershey Park, all these places, Six Flags, they're not for kids. They're for like a little bit of all ages.
Yeah,
'cause
but
they
when
got
you expect
attractions and-
Legoland to be more of like a Sesame place or something like that,
maybe
it's
I
not
should have.
for.
Maybe I went in
Yeah.
with a, you know, when you go in with maybe a wrong expectation.
Yeah.
But then again, I'm not saying I didn't have fun. Emmy likes thrill rides. Like Emmy was pumped when we went on Space Mountain and the Star Wars ride and all that. So there's not really many, you know, my daughter likes thrill rides. So like a kid's coaster. It was the biggest one. So
You ever going on the Great Space Coaster?
love that one.
All aboard, step inside, go in on a magic ride.
So
Take me to the other side.
Get
to
done.
where the rainbow.
oh, another thing. Legoland closed at 6, which we were done by then anyway, but
It sounds corny, man.
what, me?
Glad I'm past that stage.
Legoland closed at 6 o'clock. So we were done already anyway, but
Everything wasn't awesome.
you know, I sound like I'm saying I didn't like it. I think maybe I thought it was going to be
You know
something
what you
different.
should like? The price. Because wasn't that shit free?
It was free.
And here you
you
are
go.
bashing that shit.
Just because something's free, it doesn't mean I have to be like it was awesome. Because I know at Legoland, everything is awesome. But I think the fad also, the Lego movie, you went right in the prime. That would be like right now going on the Lilo and Stitch exhibit somewhere because it's hot right now. You went right in the height of Legoland.
Take it back. Tuesday. I'm this old.
On the great space coaster, we'll explore a comet ride, a fantasy to a place
Here's
where
Rich this
dreams
weekend.
fly fast and free.
With new friends and new things to see.
See, Lynn nails it. I'm just not a Lego guy because she goes, you keep calling them Legos. Lego is like moose, both plural and
Rich is not a
singular.
Lego guy. He's not a video game guy. Let me guess. You didn't like it because I'm 3 years older than you. That's always your default. It's that 3 year age gap.
What did you think of Mario? Was it Super Mario World?
I thought Super Mario World
That's
stunk.
universal.
That's
Yeah, but
like
I'm saying,
that's a
like-
fail.
Yeah,
Mario,
you didn't like
Harry Potter World's great.
waste of my time.
Harry Potter World's great. Cars World. I'm very impressed, but I thought Mario World visually looks awesome, but the rides they don't have a good ride there, and that's a fact.
I'm excited to check out Epic Universe.
You know what it is? This is a conversation of jaded. That's really what it is. And higher expectations, wrong expectations. It's like, how are you going to go to Legoland when you've seen Avatar World or when you've gone to that Star Wars joint?
You know what?
in Disney.
I
It's like,
think-
you go to Legoland. Are you serious about this? So of course Emmy's going to be whelmed when she sees that shit. She's already seen way doper shit.
But here's the thing: because we were with fun company, and we were just laughing a lot. It was a good time. But I'm saying, like, if I had to really break it down, of course, my kids probably had a great
I have
time.
a question. Did you do some edibles? Maybe that would have made it better.
We did. We
there you go.
we took a drink with us,
There it is.
but that didn't even help.
Sure.
And I have one piece of advice for everyone.
Don't go to Legoland.
Boardwalk games. Don't do them at theme parks. Your kids are never going to be happy, and it just causes strife.
Pull a Greg, bro? Oh, I don't
There's a
believe in
reason.
quarters.
No, it's
Come
not
on, let the
quarters.
kids have fun.
Quarters? Do you mean like $20 for 4 balls to get them in something and a bucket? And if you
At a
miss-
theme park, you're right. It's never the spot. To me, that's like beach shit. But
But yeah, the kids ends up just crying because someone wins and someone doesn't, and they didn't get the prize they wanted. It was a nightmare. Nico and I looked at each other like, why do we do this?
Yeah, that's aggravating.
Did your kids enjoy themselves?
My kids
Apparently, someone didn't win a prize.
Emmy did not. No, Ben did not win the prize.
I mean,
I fill in the blanks for you.
Was it the goal?
One of them didn't win.
Like, did your kids enjoy themselves?
I'm pretty sure my kids enjoy themselves when we, depending on how we sell it, and they had a really good
honestly,
time.
you know what this is, Spot? It's like kids are so spoiled now. It's like you can't take a kid to Bowcraft. They're like, this is a fucking joke.
Like Hershey Park?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, where's the fucking Great Space Coaster? This is lame.
You can't take them to watch an old lady churn butter
And I get
anymore.
it. And by the way, Rich, I haven't been there
Thought that shit
in a
was-
good 8 years, right?
Yeah.
Probably 7, 8 years. 8
Yeah.
years. 8 years.
Okay, that's a long time.
Like how?
Who knows how they've maintained it, how they've upgraded it, what they've done.
It's like when
I
your
have
parents,
no idea.
It's like when your parents would comment on something. You're like, Mom, you haven't been there in 20 years. Like, when I was in Manhattan, you're like, Mom, you haven't been to Manhattan since the 80s.
The most fun I had at that place was the water park.
And I do love water
That's the
parks,
truth.
so that
And
might have been the fail.
Rich wasn't
It
able to
open.
do that.
How awesome was Colonial Williamsburg when you were a kid?
But I also think that, yeah, man, we've seen a lot of cooler shit. So it's hard to go to these little fun places. Like, yeah, what is this? The Enchanted Forest? Shit sucks. What is this? Fairyland? Sucks.
Yeah, I think again, like Michael said, his boys were really into Legos and they went right during the height of the movie popularity. So I think that's also
Yo,
like, you don't think
Legos have been around forever.
Yeah, but you
dude.
don't think Cars. You don't think the
It's a
Cars
kids-
section of California.
it's a kids' place.
But you don't think the Cars area of California
Kids
Adventure.
playing jungle gyms. Do they need to have a theme?
But you don't think that's popping more right after our Cars movie's released?
Yeah. I admit, I
Yeah.
agree with that for sure.
The kids,
But
the
I
kids had a
never
great time.
I never said I had the fucking greatest time there.
It's like
it was
Dis-
for kids.
It's like Disney is just a mega brand. So of course everything's going to be popping for the kids.
Maybe if you showed them
It's
that Pharrell documentary, like I told you 8,000 times, instead of watching the bullshit you talk about all the time.
It's like going to Knott's Berry Farm instead of Disney.
Piece by piece, watch it. You'll love it. It's a Lego documentary about Pharrell Williams. Awesome.
There's plenty of things my kids like that I'm like, that wasn't great. You're asking my opinion. My kids probably were like, oh yeah, Legoland was cool, but I thought
Did they do like performances with Lego people?
No, compared to
Really?
other,
No,
compared to
no flash mob sort of dances out of nowhere where there's
compared to
everything is awesome.
No, compared to other theme parks, I just thought it was like, all right, it was all right. It was all right.
I mean, Lego's not a Disney sort of level franchise.
But it's also not Universal or Six Flags level. I think it's
Exactly.
but
it's just
I think
not.
it's like Sesame Place level,
Yeah. It's one of those.
which I loved as a kid, so I can only imagine my kids loved it. But
Spot, what's the one in Hope, New Jersey?
Dutch Wonderland,
No.
Land of Make Believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, what's that level?
It's like you take your kid land make believe and now they're too cool for it.
I was never too cool for that.
Me either. That's what I'm getting
Because
out
it
of
was
it. So that's
exciting.
kind of
It
sad.
was exciting
But it's
to leave the house.
understandable at the same time. If you've seen some cool ass shit already, yeah, Land of Make Believe sucks.
Yeah, if some girls
Wild West City
If some
sucks.
girls breaking out all the kinkiest moves in the bedroom, you're not gonna have missionary sex with some average looking girl.
But I promise you, Ben,
My kids
aside
probably
from
loved it.
losing, he's 5. Should have had a blast. Riding a little fucking boat. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding.
My kids love the dumbest shit
Ding,
too,
ding,
because it'll
ding,
be like
ding,
an
ding,
easy
ding.
ride, and you're like, "This is what you like? This easy ride?" Sometimes I like the easy ride.
Did he
My-
ride that little horse that rides around the
As a
the
child,
trail?
I had 3 points of excitement. Going to Bowcraft Amusement Park, which was the lamest little amusement park in Scotch Plains, New Jersey. Luckily, it was in my town. What a joy! This St. Bart's Labor Day Festival, Italian festival, where they would bring in all the fair rides that were probably death traps, but we didn't realize it, and they were fun as shit. And then going down the shore, going to Wildwood, New Jersey, going on the boardwalk, and going to Maury's Pier and Mariner's Landing and all that shit. And all the
Ernest
same-
Landing. Was Jay Buhner there?
all the same all the same shitty rides with a couple games. That was the extent of joy that I was brought. We never went to Disney. We never went to Six Flags, even though it was off
Dude,
7A off the New Jersey Turnpike.
same here.
We never went to fucking Hershey Park.
We did
never.
that.
I know. We never went anywhere So that was good enough for me as
Yeah,
a
but you're not
child.
into rides. You're the guy that's like, oh, my ear's in equilibrium. Like, you don't like roller
You mean-
coasters. So
You mean motion sickness?
Yeah, but if you're a guy
which
that-
is a legitimate thing.
Yeah,
Thanks, Rich.
But if you're a guy that doesn't like rides, then does it matter to a guy like you?
Make it sound like I have the tism.
No, but is there like, oh, if you're the guy that can't go on because of motion sickness?
Bro, it all goes back from that 1919
No,
lyric
I'm
that
just
my mom
saying.
still quotes.
I was never brought places.
How you going to keep them down on the farm after they've seen Paris? You've seen Paris, bro. And so has Ben. Fucking Legoland sucks.
I'm sure they liked it. I'm sure they loved it.
Fuck it.
But I'm telling you.
Fuck Legoland.
Telling you
I need greater adventures.
how I feel. You want me to come in here and lie to you, Jerry?
No. I asked Nico. He said it was all right. That's kind of like what it is.
wasn't
But the kids are supposed to love
you.
it. Yeah. It's not like fucking Legoland for Rich. It's Legoland for the kids.
All right, take a look. I sent you a couple pictures of Legoland.
Did they get the little Lego license?
Oh yeah, did they get that?
Yeah, they did actually. I know what you're talking about. The little Lego thing.
Well, I just feel like
Ben-
you
no,
think
Ben
it was
didn't
special.
wanna lie.
All
I
these
thought
little
it-
things were special to me
I-
when Melody was little.
I thought it was-
Maybe it's because that was the hype of the Lego days.
I think it might have been.
No, it's just because they're little and it's fun.
It's funny. Ben didn't want to lie, and I was like, "That's a good trait." There were cars for kids 3 to 5, and then it was like 6 to 13. And the 6 to 13 ones, these cars actually moved a little bit, and the other ones were very babyish. I'm like, Ben, just tell them you're 6, because they were asking the kids how old you are, and Ben's like, I don't feel good about this. I'm like, Ben, just say you're 6 so you can go on the better one. He's like, I can't.
Rich ain't gonna take his face to Sesame Place.
It's called a man of integrity.
Yeah.
Look at Ben keeping his integrity.
Good for Ben.
I was like, Ben, you don't want to hang with the 3 to 5 year olds, do you?
At least someone in the Davis family has integrity.
Hey,
So-
how you gonna keep Rich down on the farm, man?
I've been to
I've
been to Paris.
When he's seen Paris. I mean, he literally has.
But how are you going to keep me on the farm?
Yeah, you can't keep Rich on the farm.
All I have, by the way, all
Fuck
I have
outta
are
the farm. Fuck
all I
the
have are
farm.
zoo photos. So.
Oh, I didn't send you some Legoland ones?
Fuck the farm.
Because you know why? You hated it so much, you didn't even want to send me.
Hold
any.
on. Get out of town.
All
Hold
I
on.
have are zoo photos. That's it.
Are you serious?
And Ben eating charcuterie.
Oh, man. You know what? Maybe because I was like, I hate this
And
so
Ben in
much.
Paris eating charcuterie.
Ben eating charcuterie. I'll tell you that story next. Hold on 1 second. I mean, I'm not saying, you know. I just feel like, you know, when a guy like me has seen Paris,
I get it, dude. It all makes sense.
you know, how you going to keep me down on the farm?
But a kid is still a kid. So even though Emmy's getting a little older, she's still only 8. She's still in that pocket. I'm sure Ben had a good time. Ben lost what's it called? When you hit the frog?
Oh, whack-a-mole.
No, not leapfrog.
Called hold on.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Leap? No.
No.
Pat? No.
Frog.
Frogger? No.
Frog toss. Frog.
Frog.
Bop.
Oh,
Bop.
frog.
There's a bop in there.
Oh, you hit the thing and the frog goes flying on the lily
Ben
pads?
lost and he was sad about it.
All right. Oh, I say
Frog bog.
Flip a
Ben.
frog? Bog frog? Frog bog.
But frog bog.
Frog bog.
Frog bog.
Ben lost that frog bug. They ruined the whole time.
Jimmy said, why am I so aggressive? I'm in a great mood. We had a long weekend. I actually felt like we had a weekend because Friday we were done so early, and then yesterday we had off. I actually felt like we had a refresher. Frog bug. I love this game.
fucking
Ben
love
lost
this
a
game. I'm so
frog
horrible
bug.
at it.
Oh, wait. This is real footage?
No, that does look like Emmy though, right?
Oh, I thought that was Emmy. I was like,
I know,
I was
gonna say,
joking.
For a minute, I'm like, how do you have
Get it in
footage?
the lily pad. Mel is going too far.
I mean, now they break you like me and win at frog bug every time.
Dude, frog bug. That does look like Emmy from behind, right?
I was like, man, that was a lucky guess.
There we go. Mel is. Oh,
So that's not it.
Frog bug. No.
How do you win?
Frog bug. Not everybody can be a frog bug champ. You got to. These are lessons, Rich. You had a great. You know what? You had a great weekend of lessons. Not everything's going to be Disneyland. Not everybody goes home with a giant Scooby-Doo toy.
You know, I agree. It was a good lesson for the kids.
Yeah, and for you apparently.
Ben had a little meltdown. That sucked. But they had a good time in
And by the
general.
way,
so
easier said than done. Believe me, if you don't think that I've had meltdowns at Legoland with Melody, you're out of your mind.
You or her?
One of my last times there, I remember Melody having a straight up meltdown, and I remember just looking at Layla like, is this even worth it?
It's funny
Like,
because
how fucking annoying is this?
the
This is
meltdown.
thankless.
The meltdown came from Rich this weekend.
No, dude,
Yeah.
dude, when I tell you,
You go all the way out here to show your kid a good time, and they're having a meltdown.
Yo, bro,
So
I gotta tell you something that was
all
really.
this shit's easier said than
Listen,
done.
Ben, listen, Emmy. Dad doesn't want to be here because they're here because of you.
Can I tell you?
Dad hates this place. I hope he knows.
I hope you. You know what's so
He
funny?
expects them to have fun.
You know what's so funny? Looking back, if you would have had a hidden camera on me, you would have been like, this guy's having the best time ever. Because I had a great time just hanging. But if you're asking me to assess the park, like I've been to restaurants and bars where I've had a great time hanging with people. But if you said, hey, how was the actual food? I'd be like, I was with good people and a fun time. So it was great. But if you really want me to rate the food sort of stunk. Like I tell you that. I think Legoland was underwhelming, but we just had such a good time because Nico and Dana are just really fun people to hang with. And
Nico's the best dude.
so
He is.
Nico,
Good people.
it's,
He really is.
when I'm hanging with Nico and his wife, who's hilarious, and we're just laughing the whole weekend, it doesn't matter that Legoland's a little underwhelming.
But kids don't have that expectation.
It's just whelming.
Yeah. They shouldn't anyway. They should be grateful. They're not always grateful.
No, I mean, they don't win the prize they want. They have a meltdown. I'm like, you know what? Dad's fucking frustrated. You're here at a park, like, what are we doing? I sent you some pictures.
But I always thought it was a charming place. I liked it. But again, this was 8 years ago. And all through Melody's childhood. But I love that area. Carlsbad, I used to come back talking about it all the time.
Carlsbad really
was
nice.
my spot. I really loved that place.
So is Benny Boy. Dragons made of Legos.
He
It's
does
impressive.
look underwhelmed there. There's an aquarium in that area, right?
Look, that's all Legos.
No, that's him screaming that this place sucks. This place sucks! Dad, you're right! Sucks! There's Justin with his cool little
so
Travis
funny.
Barker socks on.
Justin, Nico, and Dana's kid loves to wear a bandana, and he had like a hat on.
I love it.
And we were joking. We were laughing because Sarah and Dana were like, hey, if you lose your kid, because, we bought Emmy an AirTag. So when we go to places, like she went to a concert with some friends or something, we're like, yeah, just give her an AirTag. You gave me that good advice.
Yeah. Everywhere, even this weekend.
So we
I had Melody all tagged up.
We forgot to bring the AirTags to put in the kid's pocket in case they wander off by mistake, right? But I said, hey, Emmy, Ben, if you get lost, don't yell mom or dad. You know what I want you to do? Just say, Nico, because everyone's going to listen, or mom and dad's, everyone's a mom and dad. I was like trying to think, and Sarah goes, no. You're supposed to scream out, I'm looking for a kid, and then describe your kid, because then it becomes personal. So I was like, how do you describe Justin? I'm looking for a kid that looks like he's going to Coachella. He's about 8 with a bandana, and he looks like
Coachella boy?
Coachella boy?
Nico's son wears bandanas like Spot did at Coachella. Like he's a
So-
little bandit.
Carlsbad should really be called Carl's Great, because that town
Great
is
sandwich spots.
fantastic.
Beautiful beach town. Beautiful beaches. Beautiful breakfast spots. Did I say that? Lunch spots, sandwich spots. I used to go to a bunch of cool places there. But again, I haven't been there in forever.
Did you do anything besides
was in my previous life.
besides eat there, or did you?
In Carlsbad?
Yeah.
So I remember going to the beaches a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Spot, if you want to go through a couple more of those Legoland photos,
There's only one more.
I sent you one more, and this goes with the story, so hold it one second. Oh, there we go. Wait, no, now you can put it back up.
Okay.
There's a boat ride that it's really the most simplistic thing. I wouldn't even call it a boat ride. It's like
It's called.
how would I describe this other than you have the ability to steer.
But what little kid theme park doesn't have a boat ride that is pretty simple and just goes in circles?
It's called not Captain Cranky's Challenge.
Yeah, Captain Cranky, man.
It's
Not the Coast
it
Cruise.
might be the Coast Cruise. You literally just go around in a big circle in a boat. And you have the ability to steer a little bit, but it's a boat. And it was hard not to laugh.
Is it Skipper School? Captain your own boat on the high seas.
Yeah, I think it was Skipper School.
There aren't any tracks, so you can even pass your family and friends.
So
Or like skip this ride.
So it's like one of those basic, like,
Skipper School.
you get in a boat and there's a track, but you could steer a little bit. And all of a sudden, you're wondering, how could this ride possibly, like, there's a party that's like, how could someone fuck this up? Because you stay on a track. Some woman turns her wheel too hard. It gets jammed in. Then some guy has to put waders on. He comes out there waist deep in water like, God damn it. He loosens up her boat. And then some other woman comes behind her, does the same thing, and gets clogged up. And it was just so terrible because, pardon me.
Say it.
They were both Asian women.
Yeah,
and like,
checks out.
It was just like,
sense.
it was such a funny stereotypical joke. It's like, how do you get clogged up on this ride? And it was two Asian women that somehow found the way to drive the wrong way.
Oh no!
It's like, oh no! And Nico and I looked at each other like, this is just terrible. Like, this is doing nothing for women or Asian people as far as driving abilities.
Did Joe Dirt come out to fix it though?
There you go.
He had to get into his waders again. It's like, how do you go the wrong way? How do you flip your boat around? Anyway.
So wait, who's facing the wrong way in this scenario?
The woman in the
Rich,
red.
because he wanted to face the exit.
Let's go. That's it.
Dad
wants bad enough.
Where'd you go to eat?
I'll tell you about it, but
Okay.
Dad wants something better than
I think I sent you a picture of Nico and Sarah riding the boat.
Opulence.
It was listen.
Opulence.
It was a good time. There they are on the high seas.
Nico didn't have fun on Captain Cranky's boat.
Him and Sarah,
This is
because
he's having a blast.
Emmy,
Skipper school.
Yeah, no.
Skipper school.
Emmy's like, I want to go with Dana, and I was like, all right, I'll go with Benny and Justin, and then that left Sarah and Nico like, what about us? Like, now you guys go. Skipper
That's
school.
funny, dude.
How do you beat that?
Nico's great. And by the way, guys, our buddy Nico, who introduced me to Rich, he worked with Rich, and I met him through other friends. We became pals. He'll be at the CRC in Vegas, and he's pumped about it.
Yeah, he's really excited. He told his wife's like,
you'll like him.
they're doing a convention, and Nico's like, I'm going, Dana. She's like, what do you mean you're going? He's like, I'll be there. I already booked my stuff. She's like,
how high were you guys?
I was like, you booked your stuff?
So, yeah, very pumped to have him, and pumped for you guys to meet him. He's one of the best dudes for sure. So, then what?
Then we go to a restaurant for dinner, and I'll give Nico props for this, but you could give Nico props while at the same time being like, yo, what are you doing here? I gotta send you one more picture.
You went back to Paris after that, huh?
Well,
you're like, fuck the farm. Paris.
How does one?
But I get it. How does one redeem themselves after a whelming adventure?
So
you have to go high end. So I don't even know. I'm assuming I could figure out where the story's going.
The thing is that Nico said, let me look up some spots right around here. And the truth was, the minute we started looking up spots right around Legoland, you just get like a bunch of bar pub places. And truthfully, we're like, you know what? We're going to barbecue at my house. So we didn't want barbecue or burgers or fries or any of that. And like, when you're thinking like, well, what do I want to eat? I don't want it. You know that feeling of like, I can't go back to the well and just have a bar pub food again. So Nico's like, yo, I found the place. And I was like, all right, just put in navigation. Is it nice? He goes, yo, got great reviews. We pull up to this place, and it's on the beach in Carlsbad. And I'm like, Nico, did you pick like fine dining? And Nico had picked a place that was pretty high end. And then you got to ask yourself, like,
high end for like average people or high end for you?
That's a rude question.
I don't know. You're the man who's been to Paris. So you, what is it?
Bro, Paris boy.
What is it? You can't play on the farm when you've been to Paris?
I don't know. My mom says shit like this. So this is from the early 1900s.
So
how are you going to keep them down on the farm
Right, there it is.
after they've seen Paris?
There it is.
Written by Walter Donaldson and Sam M. Lewis. But I think it's from a movie, but it's also a song lyric.
how you supposed to keep them on the farm? They've been to Paris. I got to tell you the story, but first I got to ask you, how's your coffee?
It's pretty good.
Side or no?
Yeah, I like it. Why? Is it special coffee?
It's weed coffee. No, it's
What?
Coffee.
I told Sarah, since we're out of coffee this morning, she had to run up to Pavilions real quick. I said, just for the heck of it, get one of the stuff you usually get, but get a little thing of Folgers, because we've been talking about the OG coffees, and I was like, I wonder if this is Folgers, and if it does it taste okay?
Yeah, it's great.
All right. Hey, best part of waking up.
Folgers
in
your
Steve's cup.
Keto 5-0 Cup. Is this the Rich Davis theme song?
Yeah.
Reuben, I've been thinking, said his wifey dear. Now that all is peaceful in town, boys will soon be back on the farm.
And this song is banging.
Mr. Reuben started
What's the song?
How are you supposed to keep me on the farm?
slowly rub his chin.
When I've been to Paris.
Is this your mom rocks out there?
My mom
Is
loves
that your
it.
mom's? Is this how your mom sets the mood with Big Steve?
How you gonna keep 'em down on the farm after they seen Harry?
It's a good question.
How you gonna
Keep
keep 'em
'em
away from Broadway, jazzing around and painting the town?
You ever hear
How are you
the?
supposed to keep me away from Broadway painting the town?
I don't know.
How are you supposed to do that?
You ever hear the B-side of that?
Oh, is it?
There's a swing in my step
and a nickel in my pocket. How are you
How
supposed to keep me from dancing on Broadway painting the town? How are you supposed to keep me from Paris?
Yeah, man, I don't know. But again, that's an understandable thing.
Yeah.
The trick is to not let your kids, they get there eventually, believe me. But I did my darndest when Melody was a little spoiled.
You don't think I
brat.
hype shit up?
Now it's like, oof, now she's almost 16, so she has an expectation.
You don't think I hype that
Unfortunately,
up?
because that is awesome.
You don't think I'm like, guys, look at that. It's made of all Lego. Like, I hype this shit up. I'm telling you, as another grown man, that it's no Disney or Universal.
Yeah,
it's
but-
no Hershey Park. It's that level of like, land of make believe.
I can't
Hope,
imagine
New
my
Jersey.
dad saying, yeah, it came back from Sesame Place. It kind of sucked. Because the kids had fun. Who cares? It was never about my dad. It's not about Rich.
Your dad was already grumpy anyway because the whole drive he was like, "Yeah, you fucking kid." Yeah,
Well, I don't know what you were expecting.
We had a great.
Shut the
we,
fuck up.
we
I'm
had a
trying
great
to
time.
drive. Yeah, fucking dick. Shut up back there. Don't make me turn around.
But is it
Oscar the Grouch?
Aren't I doing the right thing by giving you a legitimate review, putting aside actual fun and emotions? I'm putting aside the fact that I had fun. I'm putting aside the fact that my kids probably had a blast. I'm letting you know.
Hey, man, we're just having a convo.
All right, bro.
It's all good. I don't care if you had fun or not. I mean, I'm glad that everybody had a good time. Let's hear about your dinner.
All right, so
you're saying we shouldn't do the convention next year at Legoland?
Nico picks out a place that I was like, are you sure this place is our Steve's? Because we got 3 kids with us.
It's called Lavish.
But if you want to look it up,
Bavash.
It's called Lavish.
Vigalucci's Seafood and Steakhouse right on the water in
Sounds
Carlsbad.
fancy.
Vigolucci's.
Vigalucci's. And
Vigolucci's. Vigolucci's. Oh, there it is.
and by the way, Nico's
Susan's
son,
dad owns it.
Nico's son Justin had to take like a shit. So Nico's like, I'm gonna run ahead. So Nico's like, apparently Nico runs up to the
Sounds
front,
like Nico had to take a shit.
runs up to the front desk
was
where it's at
dumb.
the hostess stand and is like, yeah, yo, could you guys go to a party of 7? And where's the bathroom? My kid needs to take a shit.
Oh, plan an event.
So this was
Let's check out the menu.
a pretty
Dinner menu.
pretty sassy place because it was a lot of
When something has the first item on the antipasti menu is market price, we know we're in trouble.
Oh, boy.
I mean,
Daddy Stacks.
it just there's a lesson to be learned here.
Excuse me, what's the Zuppa del Giorno?
Fucking Rich is in Paris all over again.
No, it's a lesson to be learned here, and the lesson is
Bowl of spaghetti is $37.
Nico picks his place, and we're like, you know what? Everyone here is either
Sickle.
on.
Probably because you were complaining the whole time how weak it was.
I didn't complain
Shit.
once. Nico's gonna listen to this and be like, huh? He didn't say one thing.
I'm just kidding. Man.
We had a good time.
Man, look at these prices.
So
Yeah, bro.
we went.
Oh, all the meat is market price?
So-
oh
Yeah.
my God. You know
Yeah.
how expensive this place is?
So Nico is like, dude, how often do we see each other? We deserve a good meal. I'm like, but you think our kids, like Sarah's wearing like a baseball hat. We're all wearing t-shirts. The kids are fucking straight off of Legoland. But this is one of those places where everyone eating there was like our parents' age with like boat shoes on, like probably local Carlsbad, like old rich people.
let me tell you, I've been to a
Or
lot
like
of-
people on dates. So it was we were a little out of place, but they tucked us in a corner nicely.
I've been to a lot of fancy restaurants, steakhouses, beautiful places all over the world.
Yeah, of course.
You know, we've
Must be
been to,
nice.
I have never in my life
Jesus Christ.
been to a steakhouse where all of the meat is market price. Therefore, you know that these steaks were not cheap. What did you get?
Carlsbad is a very
it?
opulent area, though. So it really is.
I feel poor just looking at
So
this menu.
we pull up and we're like, we're really hungry. And they actually had a table for 7. They had like a beautiful outdoor seating area by the water. And
You can get a 1 pound baked potato.
let me tell you, I sent you a couple pictures. My kids, I was like, put your napkin on your lap, sit down. This is a fancy place. I want you to learn how to behave yourself. And there's Emmy. She had the fettuccine.
Oh, sweet.
That's
Alfredo.
$60 of fettuccine right there.
So Emmy was all it was so cute watching her. I was like, Emmy.
Man, this is better than the Board and Brew place I used to go to in Carlsbad.
Right?
I was on the Board and Brew budget.
You thought you were going to cool places.
Like a little surf sandwich shop. Board and Brew.
So Emmy was learning how. I was like, Emmy. And look at Ben with his napkin tucked in, eating some carpaccio and some calamari.
Some charcuterie.
This guy. You expect him to have fun on a little rinky-dink boat?
Of course he was bored at Legoland.
Yeah.
Look at this
He's eating caviar. And I put the emphasis on the ER. He's eating caviar.
So the kids behaved well. It was an expensive dinner, but there's a lesson to be learned here. Just a reminder to all the
I
parents.
hear he was like, more cheese, please.
A reminder.
What's the reminder?
A reminder to all the parents.
Oh,
and by the way, Spot, know what I had? What do I have every time I go to a restaurant like that?
Sea bass.
Yes, I had the Chilean sea bass over risotto. It was
That sounds lovely.
dude, it was so
Let's
delicious.
see how much Rich spent.
I think it was like $56, something like that. Nothing crazy. Nico got like some steak chicken combo. Dana got some seafood thing. Sarah got a risotto with like filet strips on it or something. I don't know.
Hints here. Oh, was that the fish of the day?
Special of the day. Yeah,
it must have been the special
of the day. So it was a pricey dinner, but here's the lesson to be learned. The next morning,
Did you go to the Naked Cafe? I used to love that place.
and
You can keep your clothes on, which is great.
What is this? The Naked Cafe.
It's there. It's in Carlsbad. We used to go there for breakfast. I used to love that area. It was beautiful.
It really is a nice area.
Yeah, I would love to live there in my next life, I guess. Beach town. Be the LA playa by la playa.
So a lesson to be learned. You could go to a place like that. It's all, again, what your kids think is so different than what you think. So keep in mind, you're allowed to have your opinions, and you're allowed to understand that what your kids come away thinking is so different than what you think. Like in my mind, Legoland was all right.
Yeah, but that's why you got to keep your opinions down, because it could taint their opinions.
That's why I do that. I'm just telling you.
I'm just having conversation.
Yeah.
I'm
just
not
telling
accusing you.
They had a great time because I fucking brought the fun when I was at Legoland. There's dinner. We had so many laughs, good conversation, really fun time at this restaurant. Again, overpriced, but the kids were good. It was fun.
The kids menu is like Olive Garden prices. Like if you were going to go get a full adult meal at Olive Garden.
But I sent you a video from the next morning. So that night we stayed there's a Holiday Inn Express right there in Carlsbad by the water. So I said Holiday Inn Express. Spot loves Holiday Inn Express. Every time we go on road trips, Spot has convinced me that you can't go wrong with a Holiday Inn Express because they're never going to be shitty and they're never going to be over the top. It might be the most consistent travel hotel. You go to
free breakfast.
You go to a Holiday Inn Express.
I like the morning breakfast at the Holiday Inn Express.
You get warm cinnamon buns and the little pancake machine.
Sometimes a little waffle machine.
Sometimes a little waffle machine.
It's so funny you would say that, because just to show you how you could do cheap shit or you could do opulent shit, your kids don't have no clue, because my kids had no clue the dinner was expensive.
Are these eggs powdered?
But Spot,
no, thank you.
Spot, I sent you a video from the next morning at the hotel. Emmy and Ben asked me, is this the fanciest place we've ever been?
This is after the Italian restaurant?
Because the Holiday Inn Continental Breakfast had a pancake machine. And to them, in their kid minds, they think that is the most fancy thing they've ever seen. So just a reminder.
Emmy, what is this? Pancake machine.
That is pretty cool. Whoa.
Is that all four? Oh, that's three. Almost there.
This whole conversation is about expectations. It really is.
And I'm
it's
saying
like
your kids
they have
may
Disney
think-
expectations, so Legoland sucks. But in reality, this is the type of shit that really does impress them.
No, but so what
Simple
I'm saying,
things.
no. So what I'm saying is
Not even these simple things.
put your adult expectations and criticism. You can have them, but just know that your kids and you are so far apart on that. So don't ever project, which I don't. Don't project your feelings on your kids, because my kids think going to any hotel where they get to jump from bed to bed is like glorious. My kids
Connected rooms? What?
Yeah. The simple fact that we're on the 3rd floor of the Holiday Inn Express.
What?
Yeah, we get to go in the elevator. What? Your kids think the silliest shit is fancy.
There's a pancake machine?
So,
and in reality,
it's
I was
just a
talking to
reminder.
Nico about that. That is pretty awesome. Like, when you really think about it, a pancake machine?
But it's a reminder
That's awesome
that
to me.
it's a reminder that your kids
It makes pancakes?
What's it doing in there?
No, what it does? It goes. You see it? You look in. It goes
I'm impressed
like a little
by that.
squirt of pancake, and it takes exactly 1 minute, and it goes down that conveyor belt, and you slowly see it cooking.
As far as I was concerned, my mom was the pancake machine. I've never seen anything like that.
So
I'm still
as
impressed by
Mauser
it.
said, my kids once considered going to any hotel was a full-on vacation.
Yes.
So it's just a reminder that
Especially in the 80s.
Your
That
kids-
in arcade, you were like, what? There's video games here? This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
your kids are so easily impressed. A hotel with a pool that's
There's
not
air
there.
hockey?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
So just a reminder, if your kids could play with a remote control on a TV with cable in a hotel and there's a pool there,
Keep them on the farm is what
know
you're
what? You-
saying.
yeah, you
For
know
as
what?
long as you can.
keep your kids on the farm, because your expectations will change, but your kids, you have until they're preteens, I think. Until they're preteens.
Unfortunately for me, Melody's in Paris.
You know what, dude?
That's
you know,
partially my fault.
you know what'll impress my kids?
So keep them on the farm.
You know what impress my kids? The ice machine at the hotel.
Yeah, now
you guys
we're
want
talking.
you guys want to go
There's a
fill up,
machine for ice?
you guys want to go fill this bucket up with ice?
Yeah.
What?
There you go. Now we're talking. Now we're making sense.
So, just a reminder. Your kids don't know you spent a ton of money on a nice opulent dinner. Your kids think the fanciest
That's
thing
right.
is a pancake
Remember
machine.
when I was broke, I would take Melody to Petco and tell her it was the aquarium? She didn't know we were having fun. She was like 5. Like, this is the aquarium.
So, Mike, don't be guilty of that.
Remember,
don't worry
I would
about
take
it.
her to the pet store and tell her it was the zoo? And I let her see the cats and shit?
Just remind yourself, Mike, that they don't know. Mike said he's guilty sometimes of shitting on the kid stuff, and you realize your kids think it's cool, dude. I promise you. You go to my kids. There's a little pizzeria in town where they have a lot of holiday and like team party events. All these kids want is quarters, and they get the shittiest little things out of these quarter machines, but they just love cranking that quarter machine. And you give your kid $2 in quarters, and they think it's the coolest thing. So again, I know, big revelation. Your grown-up expectations do not match your kids' 7-year-old expectations. So don't jade them. Get excited about a pancake
I feel
machine.
like you just figured out your lesson as we went along.
No, that was
Because
my lesson.
I feel like you hated it, and that's what you led with. It's not about what we think. It's the kids had a good time.
My point was, I thought it was meh, but I saw that my kids had fun, and my kids think a pancake machine's more expensive than.
Who thinks Rich just figured this out as we talked it out? Of
course,
Me,
everyone, yeah,
Scott, everybody.
You guys
Don't
are
act like you like here is how what I learned. You just figured out the moral lesson as we fucking came to figure it out together.
Sometimes
I can feel it.
Sometimes just talking things out.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
But I
it helps.
came here
That's the
prepared
goal.
with the lesson of.
You came here with keep them down on the phone. No.
not the farm thing, but my lesson was.
We figured it out.
My lesson was kids don't know, so don't push it on. They don't until they're preteens. They don't know. You know, they don't know the difference between a $2 slice of pizza and a $70 steak, and that's the truth.
That is. And that's the chilaquiles.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to get excited. Because now I remember. Because I know. You have all these memories of a kid that you remember so clearly.
You never went to West Side Story. West Side, was it? Wild West City. You never went to Wild West City, though.
How do you know?
Because I used to love that shit.
I went to a place. Where'd I go? I went to a place where there was like a fake train robbery. Hold on.
That's Wild West City. And I
In
hate
Jersey?
it. Yeah.
Kids
I
go
would
there.
hate it now, but it's still around. It's still up.
You know where I hated as a kid, but I probably love now? Like Indian Echo Caverns or Howe Caverns. Like some of
Yeah.
those, like, yeah,
I've been to Howe
I remember
Caverns.
as a kid being like, why are we in a cave?
Yeah.
But now I'd probably be like, ooh.
I've been there.
But yeah, no, the lesson.
It's Steve Howe Caverns. I don't know if you knew that.
Gordie Howe Caverns.
Steve Howe.
But yeah, hey,
Former
just,
Yankee.
Just don't project your shit on your kids. They will enjoy anything. I remember as a kid, what I was going to say when I was a kid, you know what I used to get excited about? I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool when we all shared one hotel room when we went to Sesame Place. I remember my parents would always stay at the same Days Inn, and they would get a cot.
Gym cot.
My mom and dad would sleep in a bed. Jimmy and Lori would sleep in a bed. And since I was the
That's why
oldest
they call him
sibling,
Jimmy Cot.
I would sleep in the cot. And I thought it was so cool that I got this little special roll-in bed.
Your dad really bamboozled you. Oh, special boys get the cot.
But don't you see?
Thanks, Dad.
Don't you see? You could be...
You must really
Because
love
you're a
me.
swell fella. Sleep on the cot.
Thanks,
You're like
Dad.
a little army boy, aren't you?
Yes, I am, Dad.
Yeah. Oh.
Thanks.
See, so dad gives you no quarters, but I give you the cot because I love you.
Thanks, Dad.
Dad.
You know,
You're my special friend.
I learned so many lessons, guys.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of lessons there, bro. I just think you're figuring them out as we go, though.
No, I mean, okay.
I mean, that's how it feels.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me, bro. What do I know?
Here's my thought. Then the next day, I went from, all right, Legoland. You know what I really was impressed by? San Diego Zoo. San Diego Zoo and the Bronx Zoo.
How did you not do the safari, bro?
Because we were there like 8 hours, bro, and we
Yeah, but
walked
the
around. And
safari's the best
I
part
walked
about
fucking
it.
25 miles.
Daddy Stacks.
I saw
eating
all the
opulent steaks.
animals. I don't know what the safari makes it different.
The
I saw
safari's
lions,
dope. That's
tigers,
where I had my encounter with the giraffe.
You know my favorite photo of all time?
Yeah, the whole gallery he has of me and the giraffe, that's at the San Diego Zoo.
Oh, my
I was on
God.
the safari like a Irwin brother.
How tragic. It's 2 hours away. I could never go back. I'm sure I'll go back again with the kids at some point. But
You got to do a safari.
I think the Bronx Zoo,
That's the closest thing I'll get to Africa.
Bronx Zoo and the San Diego Zoo on par spot. I know you've probably been to the Bronx Zoo, right? As a kid.
been to
San
the
Diego
Bronx.
Zoo.
Not as a kid, as an adult.
Way dope, I think.
I went to
Yeah.
the Bronx Zoo with my nieces and
Now we
nephews.
did Turtleback because we were
They're-
fucking normal little kids.
They were.
Turtleback.
Yeah, Turtleback Zoo.
I mean, we did the Bronx Zoo because I lived near the
I went
Bronx
to
Zoo.
the Bronx Zoo probably once.
My family still goes like once a year. They love the zoo.
all happening at the zoo. At the zoo.
I think it's close. I think San Diego Zoo and Bronx Zoo. I'd imagine if you looked at it, probably the two biggest zoos in the country, right?
What was that commercial for? Where they used that Paul Simon song. Spot, what was that?
I have no idea.
I think it was the commercial for the Bronx Zoo. Someone tells me it's all happening at the zoo. Anyway, Subley Zoo.
Subley Zoo.
Take it to the zoo.
Everyone's up. Everyone's in.
There used to be a weak ass Bronx Zoo local ad that ran, and they would play the Paul Simon song.
There's you with the giraffe.
Yeah, that's me at the San Diego. That's on the safari at the San Diego Zoo, bro.
Could've been you.
Me and that guy became good friends. Me and that giraffe. His name was Joffrey.
So I thought San Diego Zoo was beautiful.
Yeah,
it was
it's
awesome. I had a great time. The kids loved it. A lot of walking, a lot of stopping for little snacks along the way. But the kids held up, man. Like no meltdowns, but it's a long day of walking.
There's a beautiful 200 with street and lions
I thought this was it.
and tigers and elephants.
The
Bronx Zoo. I like how we come up when you search Paul Simon.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Oh no, that's the actual. That's the actual Paul Simon.
Oh.
But it looks like our album cover, doesn't it? From that actual album.
No, that's you guys.
Looked like me.
But the zoo, fantastic spot. I sent you a couple pictures.
It's all happening at the zoo.
At the zoo.
I do believe.
It's all happening.
I do believe it's true.
I'll take Ben over.
Yeah, spot one
Over
silverback
100
gorilla
silverbacks.
or one Ben.
I'll take Ben.
Ben easily.
Ben.
Coachella Boy and Emmy and Ben.
You need to create a little montage for this song.
At the zoo.
But you can take a crosstown bus if it's
Look how much I just added to your little slideshow with this awesome song.
Hey, I
Rich is going to come in a week from now telling me how much he loves this song. He wakes up to it every morning.
At the zoo. It's my new alarm.
At the zoo.
It's my alarm. It makes me feel nice.
something tells me It's all happening at the zoo.
At the zoo.
I do believe it. I do believe it's true.
Excuse me, sir.
I'll send you some more pictures for your
Where are the
slideshow.
Oh, fine. That's fine. We're done. We're
No,
good.
I'll send you some more.
No, we're good.
We're good. We're
Make
good.
your own.
We're good.
I don't need to.
We didn't even get to your party yet.
Yeah, I'm good. We're good with the zoo.
The zoo's sweet though. I love the zoo.
I do love
and the
looking
San
at
Diego
them.
Zoo is what's up for sure.
I'm so oddly impressed with the orangutans. I just watching them just swing around. You're like, they're like so close to humans. They really are. Like they're
You know
just.
where I used to go back in the day?
Fucking love- I
You got to
could
take
stare at
Ben and
them.
Emmy now before they're too cool for it. On the way to Delhi, you must stop at Bangkok Palace. On the way to
The zoo.
Solvang,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
There's a
That's
place
up.
called
That's north.
Ostrich Land, and there's ostriches and llamas, and that's all it is. But
Llama,
there's
llama, llama,
giant
llama, llama,
ostriches,
llama.
and it's called Ostrich Land. But again, you're gonna go there and be like, "This place sucks." It's not about you. They're feeding goats and shit.
I know.
They're feeding llamas, and there's ostriches everywhere. Ostrich Land. Look it up. I'm not making that up.
I can look at those orangutans all day. I really can. I just
That's
find them
awesome.
to be fascinating.
I think animals are
Until
of
they start
interest.
banging each other in front of your
Yeah,
kids.
I think animals are of interest to people of all ages, unlike Legos, which are only for kids.
I mean, the monkey exhibits are always the best.
Fucking awesome, man. So at the zoo.
A month from now, Rich didn't tell me this is his new jam.
I'm gonna do a montage that's put on Facebook and be like, show you. Be like,
This has always been my favorite song.
Always love this.
Look at the song I found. I've loved this song since I went to the Bronx Zoo. So underrated. And I saw my
Such a
first.
good one.
I saw my first manatee.
So kids all got their
Manatee
little
or man titty?
Manatee.
kids all end up getting stuff we never got as kids. Like on the way out, like, all right, everyone, kids, pick out like a stuffy. Like, you know, my family were not big souvenir people.
Sloth. Did they buy a baby sloth?
No, they all got their own. Like, Emmy loves penguins. Ben got a little koala bear. Justin got a little red
They're
panda.
otters?
And
Red
I
pandas are
got
the
this
best.
sweet Save the Chubby Unicorn shirt.
I love that. It's funny.
Little rhino shirt.
It's a rhino, but it says "Save the Chubby Unicorns."
Now, speaking of rhinos, I sent you a video
You
that
saw Ryan Sandberg at the zoo?
I couldn't believe my eyes. I know. I think it had to be mating season because they were all these animals were horned up.
Spring.
You know how
Spring
many,
is sprung.
you know how many times I had to
Literally.
tell the kids like, they're wrestling. All these little animals are.
What if
fucking
Ben
each
was
other.
like, "Dad, be real, they're fucking."
Son, you know what?
Oh my God, Ben, how do you know this?
YouTube dummy.
So, Spot, there's a video I sent to you of a rhino.
Whoa.
This rhino's hog
Is he
hit the ground.
Is he sitting on the edge of the bed?
Sarah and
You sure
I
it wasn't an elephant?
No, we were all saying to ourselves, is this normal? Is this the most well-hung rhino ever? Should we, people hung like a horse? Should the phrase be hung like a rhino? I have never seen anything like this
I've always said that.
in my life.
Is he Hungarian and Welsh?
Bro, look at this rhinoceros at the zoo.
Man, I have a whole different respect for Ryan Sandberg now.
Well, I mean, it's just absurd. You know, that big-ass cool rhino, right? Wait, what is that
rhino.
underneath?
That's his trunk.
What?
Is that a rhino?
My goodness, he's picking up peanuts.
What's
Dear
going
Lord.
on? Excited to see us, I guess.
It's hitting the ground, dude.
Maybe he was looking at Sarah, that's why.
Maybe he was looking at Rich.
Maybe it was a gay rhino.
I mean,
That's pretty impressive.
hung like a rhino. And all of a sudden it just sort of fucking falls down. Like, it just had to.
I saw Rich and it was like, oh my God.
Man.
Like Carl Anthony Towns.
That's why I
It's
got
a
the
zesty rhino.
That's why I got the rhino shirt.
I love
I
it.
was fucking
Are you gonna-
I
are you
admire
gonna-
the rhino.
Are you going to put a fifth leg on your shirt?
Chubby unicorns.
Man. So
That's impressive.
Dad, what's that?
Nothing.
just a fun weekend with the kids. Memorial Day weekend. Our friends Nico.
No wonder Rich loved the zoo.
Yeah, bro.
Our friend
Rhino
Nico and Dana and their son Justin visited. They got here Thursday and they left yesterday. So a good weekend with our good pal Nico. Legoland, the zoo.
At the zoo.
Fucking pancake machine.
Oh. Highlight of the weekend.
And a nice dinner.
You might have to invest in one.
Yeah, if you were balling, buy one.
If you ask nice enough, Heidi will buy you one, like the ice machine that you claimed.
Oh, Heidi did that?
I don't know. I'm assuming.
I
mean, if I were you, I'd investigate.
Yeah, just see. Honestly, we could have them every day. Can we fill it with like protein pancake mix? That'd be great.
How much you think a pancake machine costs?
I think someone priced it out. They said it was $3,700.
There's a model at, I was to say at Bed Bath & Beyond. Hello, welcome to 2000. It's called the George Michael pancake machine. The George Michael pancake machine. Look it up.
Hey, hold on.
I
Freshly
heard
made,
it's on sale. It's by
freshly
Cuisinart.
made pancake machine. The one from Holiday Inn Express. I wonder how much that one costs.
Someone tells me
$1,800.
Wow, really? I mean, it's a sweet device.
Is it true that when you were at the zoo, Nico, Dana, and Sarah were all looking for you and they couldn't find you, and then they found you at the rhino exhibit?
No, where's Rich?
Rich was asking if he could ride the rhino.
No, they found him at the rhino
You're
exhibit.
like, it's not a ride, sir. This is not an interactive zoo.
Come on, girls.
Oh, there's Rich.
Quiet. Take a look.
There's Rich. Well, you couldn't find him.
Oh, look. The mother rhino is giving birth.
Is this the best scene in any Ace Ventura movie?
Yes.
Is this Jim Carrey's best physical comedy?
Absolutely. Without question.
There's Ben. Mommy. They're like, why is that naked? Told you, you should have went on a safari. That's awesome, man.
Wow.
I haven't been there in a minute. Last time I went was with Jordan, like years ago. They have a lot of flamingos too, right?
Yeah, they're beautiful, man. Flamingos. You name it, they got it. San Diego Zoo, much like the Bronx Zoo,
Flamingos.
just very, very beautiful. But I say one more little video, and then we can move on. But yeah, it was just a good, really fun weekend. Great weekend. Zoo, Legoland, just trying to do the dad thing, trying to provide the kids with good experiences. And it's that time of year you were right, I think. You know, school's less than 2 weeks now.
Yes.
They changed the calendar.
Done on the 11th or whatever.
10th. Well, yeah, I thought it was the 12th. It's now the 10th. So before you know it, kids are done.
Jeez,
Another year, bro.
Jeez.
What?
I'm just saying, time's a
I
flying,
know.
bro. Melody had her pep rally already. Year's almost
Fucking
done.
love those. They honestly watching those dudes just swing around. They're so human.
Orangutans.
Unreal. Benny Boy,
It's cute.
Polar Bear. And I sent you one more video spot. The kids looking at some zebras and donkeys. Like, just honestly, it's a fun time. It's a lot of walking. And I was thinking in the terms of like how Steve Covino thinks. I'm like, I just walked like fucking 10 miles. How much food does I cancel out of all the damage I did? Like, I walked around Legoland and the zoo. Does that cancel out all the cake I had? I don't know.
I mean, gave you a little bit of a balance, I'm sure.
A little bit, I'm sure. But hey, just a really good weekend.
Did you wear those sweet white sneakers you have from Amazon?
No, I did not.
Donkey and zebra.
Donkey, zebra.
Yeah, Emmy. What up?
Hey, Donkey, I'm the honky.
Hey, Donkey.
Donkey, meet honky.
You've heard of Elf on the Shelf.
Honky with the donkey.
Get ready for a honky on the donkey.
Wow, did you ride them? That's awesome.
So that was it. That was my
Two
weekend.
jackasses.
And then yesterday, just a fun day. We had some people over for a little Memorial Day BBQ on Sunday.
Very nice. Thank you for having us.
Covino came by. Spot came by. I think we had like the right amount of people, and I think we had the good mix of people too.
It was fun. Had a good time.
Kids had fun. Kids were playing in the pool for a while. It was a good day. It was a good day. Sarah and Nico made a big brisket.
Oh, I only sent that because I thought you were going to bring up the fact that I wore jeans. I'm like, it's always interesting to me that the first thing out of Spot's mouth was, why am I wearing jeans? Now, hey, how are you? Why am I wearing jeans? I'm like, I don't know.
I said, hey, what's up? And then I saw you.
I mean, you look nice, but it
like,
wasn't.
Why do I have to come
summary...
and approach like criticism the minute I get there?
I didn't say shit.
I didn't say you look like shit with your fucking armpit hair sticking out.
I was wearing.
I'm sitting there in my jeans. And Jordan was in jeans. My daughter was in jeans. Everyone where I was living was in jeans.
Well, we were at a barbecue.
I wasn't in
like 80 degrees
a major rush to flex my fucking armpits.
I mean, I'm saying it was a.
I had jeans on. I had a nice shirt on.
You look good.
I was feeling good.
It was
first thing out of his mouth was a pompous snicker of.
Wasn't pompous.
Why are you wearing jeans?
I was
like, why do you care?
I even said, I'm like, I'm not going to say anything. And then you're like, what?
Why do you care?
I
don't care what you're wearing.
I think it's more just observational humor.
It's not.
I said your shirt
That's
looked
why
nice.
I don't like hanging sometimes. It's just always a judgy vibe.
Your shirt looked nice.
But I was wearing it for me. I wasn't wearing it for you. I was wearing it. You know why I was wearing it? Jordan doesn't like that shirt. I'm like, you know what? I've been wanting to wear this. I had these jeans. I wanted to get one more wear out of them before I threw them in the wash. So I was like, fuck it. I'm wearing them today.
It's 80 degrees out.
It was fucking nice. I wasn't even hot like a tiny bit.
80 degrees out.
Had a nice time. But I had to leave. You know what? Theo was a nightmare. It was bothering me. Once Shannon brought her really hyperactive dog, the fun was over for me. Oh, he's annoying. But I had to go pick Melody up. She was thrifting. So I had a great time though. Brisket, burgers.
Rich was doing the opposite of thrifting.
There was too many dogs at one point.
It was
and then I was like, all right.
It was a good time.
I've been here for enough. And I had a great time. Rich is a wonderful host, and I like Torch. He's one of the best dudes.
Yeah,
and
nice guy.
Rich said, a bunch of my sister was there and her kids.
Who was a home run yesterday? We invited two new people in the mix, and I feel like they fit in really well.
Yes, Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani.
No
home runs.
Ben's buddy from his baseball team, Will, who's like the coolest little boy.
That kid.
Spot's like, yo, he's the coolest kid.
Yeah, Spot likes me. He looks like a little Spot. That's why.
That kid Will is the kid Will that we showed last week. That's like double Ben's size.
Yeah.
His dad is like a big baseball guy, so I saw him talking.
He's a hitting coach.
He's a hitting coach.
Yeah, I talked to him for a while.
And the wife is like a really hilarious. I feel like she's very East Coast, Jersey woman.
She's from LA. I was surprised.
Yeah, but
she seemed very New York.
She's very cool vibes, and I was like, you know what? I feel like they'd fit in.
I agree.
And I nailed it. I was like, they were chatting it up with everyone.
Oh yeah, they were fun.
But yeah, no, very nice couple.
Had a nice time talking to them. It was great to see Nico and Dana. And
you know what I love about that kid?
So
in my
that
mind,
kid,
I think if I had a kid, this is what it would look like.
No, Spot. Maybe it could be Uncle Spot to Will. He's a good little boy, man.
Yeah,
like
he was
such a good little
cool.
kid.
Had a nice time. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, my niece and nephew were having fun in the pool.
Jamesy boy is such a funny boy. He's a good kid.
They're getting big. So it was a fun weekend.
I think
Gwen's so adorable.
Yo, Gwenny Goo is like one of the cutest kids there ever was.
She's such a bright child. And
she is. She's
don't mean
super
just
cute.
intelligence, but like she has a brightness about her.
And they have such a close bond to my Melody, which is great. I love that. Because Melody has siblings. And I'm not saying she's not close to them. She is. But she also is very close with my niece and nephew, my sister Grace's kids, as if they were siblings.
Yeah.
So that's great.
So it was nice to see your brother-in-law, Chris. Oh, I felt like he was talking Jordan's ear off like an hour.
I would say I didn't get to talk to Chris that much. I even reached out. I was like, hey, man, sorry I didn't get to catch up.
Either Jordan wanted to just talk to Chris a lot, but I was like, is Chris still talking to Jordan in the kitchen? He's like, and then...
He likes talking to her.
Yeah. I think they were venting to each other.
I
think they were venting about Covinos.
Probably, yeah.
Does your Covino
does your Covino do this? Yeah, my Covino does that. Well, does your Covino do this? Yeah, my Covino does that. Oh, the Covinos.
Spot, by the way, serious note, that little kid could be a product of
you.
Oh, wait, sorry.
Your...
Yeah,
absolutely. If you told me that was Spot's son that never was, I would believe you.
Little Will?
Yeah.
The funniest.
If you ask AI to create Spot's son, it'd be that kid.
Yo.
Honestly, yeah.
Hey, AI, can you create a little Rich and a little Spot?
If you told someone that was me and Spot in playing Little League,
That shit is funny. I
Seriously,
would like him too if I were you,
an
Spot.
AI Rich and Spot.
If I were you, I would give him a big hug, and the parents would be like, "Why is this guy hugging my son?"
It's an AI young Rich and Spot.
Oh, it's so
Yeah,
funny, dude.
but-
I love it.
Yeah,
he
Will-
was and the parents. Rich is right. They were all really great. I had fun talking to them.
But yeah, that was the mom. Remember I told you the mom was very intentional with me? She came up to me. She goes, you and your wife seem cool. We think you guys are fun. I want to put it out there that socially, when you're in the baseball scene and these kids are together all the time, we want to hang with you.
don't know.
And I thought that was like a really cool approach.
I don't know where they're from, but they have a very East Coast vibe.
They're from LA.
Yeah.
From here.
The guy
dad
Rick
is from here.
The guy Rick grew up like a mile from here when this was like, and he's like, yo, you should see what this place was over the last 40 years.
Rich and Spot.
Rich and Spot.
Fucking Rich and Spot.
Rich and
AI
Spot, yeah.
version when they were little.
He's my favorite.
You
little,
should use
he's
that.
My
And be like,
favorite
yeah,
little
man,
kid.
we've been
Spot and I-
pals since we were little.
Spot and I,
little.
you don't even know. Spot and I
don't
know each other forever.
Man, that's good. That's just from the 80s.
Spot
That's
Rich.
good
You know what you
quality.
got to do for fun? Honestly, find like a little Hispanic-looking kid, maybe even vaguely Asian, and put them all together. Take a picture, and they'd be like, that's us. We were on the same little league team.
Yeah.
We could like totally fib our
Yeah,
story.
look at your roster, Rich. See
Yeah.
what you got.
Let's see what I got.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you could. I think Hudson Sanchez could.
Hudson
Grab
Sanchez,
little
perfect.
Hudson Sanchez, throw him in the picture. You might even have to go a little Asian. Grab little Asian boy. Grab Will, grab Benny, and we could show people like, yeah, man, we've been doing it since we were in Little League. Look at us now. That's our story. That's our new story. We'll tell people. I love it. All right. So yeah, Rich had a really great get together for Memorial Day weekend. It was on Sunday, which was great because then on Monday we just chilled, or we had, a day to clean up is what I did. I just cleaned up the whole day.
Let me see if I can find a little. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah.
At the zoo. Okay, so
Spot. I think I got little Covino.
Let's see him.
My little dude who I love. This is another one of my favorite kids on my team.
my only observation
Hudson
is
Sanchez.
Here's a lesson I learned. Ready? If you try to pull the Irish exit, which I so strategically tried to do, because Melody was hitting me up. She's like, I'm done thrifting. I was pretty much ready to leave.
Oh, yeah. You got to get a picture with the three
Yeah,
of these
Spot.
kids.
I got little Hudson Sanchez.
Oh, please.
If I put
a
Benny,
hat on that boy, though. Yeah, put a hat on him.
Put
It's
a
like,
hat on him?
Yeah.
my dude Hudson Sanchez.
Yeah,
Ben-
get a picture and like, yo, man, we've been doing it since Little
Ben,
League.
Will, and Hudson. That's us.
What a story, bro. Yeah, I love it.
But yeah, just a fun time.
So here's my lesson, though. My lesson learned. There was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
And I don't like making that fucking exit adding a half hour to my time.
Yeah.
I stayed there for as long as I could without having to say goodbye to everybody. I spoke to everybody I wanted to speak to. I wanted to sort of moonwalk out and not interrupt and make a big exit, because then like people are looking at their watches too, like, time to go. I was there pretty early. People were still just getting there and shit, right? So I just wanted to sort of moonwalk out. Plus, like I said, I pick up Melody. And I do the Irish exit. Next thing I know, Jordan's on her farewell tour saying goodbye to everybody. I'm like,
you were in the car for a good 20 minutes.
oh, wow. But it's not even that. It's like, now you make me look like an asshole saying goodbye. Oh, where's Covino? Oh, he's already left.
That's what she did say.
Yeah.
She
If you're going to be on the Irish exit,
You gotta be on the same page.
It's got to be on the same page.
She
The
did
end.
she did the
I'm like,
beautiful.
what are you saying goodbye
She
for?
did the beautiful hugs and goodbyes to everyone, and she's like, "Yeah, he's sitting in the car."
Yeah.
Yeah,
What are you doing that
why
about?
Why don't you just do like, all right, bye,
So,
everybody.
I don't like to now. What am I? The fucking airplane? I got
Or
to announce my
departure.
departure. Rich everybody's having fun still.
All I heard was you left. Jordan was like, he's calling me from the car. We're leaving.
Because I'm like, well, I thought you were behind me. Next thing I know, her and Torch are still chatting it up. So it's like, all right, be
Torch.
on the same page.
Good dude.
Very
by
good.
the way,
I saw
Spot,
Torch at the gym the next day.
He's such a nice guy. Spot, I sent you a picture of Emmy, her best pal, and Gwenny Goo by the pool. And I feel like when they're older, they're going to be like, oh my God, remember when we were little kids? Yeah, there's Gwenny Goo with Emmy and her friend Reagan. So
My niece is in the middle, Emmy's
Yeah.
on the right, Reagan's on the left.
yeah, that's the little girl crew. They get along so well. I feel like it's funny to see, that my kids get along really well with your sister's kids. So they have a fun time with it. Gwenny never wants to leave, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, they salivate at the thought of going to Rich's house and having fun with Emmy and Ben,
We have a lot.
my niece and nephew. And it's unanimous. Nico's the party star. Jordan loves Nico, thinks he's the nicest most easygoing fella. The Rivians, Jordan was a big fan of your pal, Rich's best pal, Liz.
She's fucking great. I mean, I don't, you would think I'm friends with all you guys. You don't think I choose wisely?
And Torch is another easygoing, super likable guy.
You got to pick and choose who you invite to these things. You don't want anyone that's going to be a dud.
It proves Rich's point. It was a good mix. I mean, it was unanimous is my point. So great time. Thanks to Rich.
And the last
good
picture,
brisket.
the brisket, I don't want to critique Nico. The bummer was this. The night before spot, we were trying to find the brisket. And the one criticism is that it was a little dry because the only brisket still available at any of the local supermarkets was a very lean, already trimmed brisket, which means all the fat had been taken off. And you need that fat to
Trim
soak
brisket.
in.
That's the Limp Bizkit cover band.
Trim biscuit. Trim brisket.
And keep rolling.
So while it was
Trim
good,
biscuit.
and they did all the things right, it just lacked a little moisture.
Trim brisket.
Stop it.
Trim brisket. Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, boy.
Food was good. Everyone brought a bunch of good snacks. You know what was a big, easy home run? Dana does this. The bacon wrapped dates.
Oh, those are the
You
best.
buy a bag of dates, pack of bacon.
Those are the best. I love those.
Yo, bro,
I've been doing the bacon wrap dates for years.
I know, but I feel like we haven't had them at one of our mutual
Now you're doing
get-togethers in a
bacon
while,
wrap
Spot.
mandates.
But Spot, you put out 25 bacon wrap dates. You turn away, look back, like God. People. So bacon
Had a
wrap
great
dates,
time.
great app. And one last photo to sort of sum up the weekend. Nico's wife Dana and Sarah, they get along so well, and they just sit around and chit chat. And literally, I feel like, and Dana brought them matching pajamas. She's like, Sarah, I brought you jammies. So they were just having Aperol spritzes and chilling by that fire, just gossiping the whole weekend while Nico and I were hanging. So it's another good thing. When your wife gets along with your buddy's wife, makes life easy.
Nice.
Easier. And I want to give Spot a fist pound and a thumbs up because I don't know if it was his idea. Once the crowd had settled down and most people left, once the crowd had dissipated, it was Mike and Shannon, Spot and Kristen, Nico and Dana, like, I guess you would say like the final 6 to 8 people, like the people that weren't going anywhere, right? Someone decided to pour one last drink and someone put on Nacho Libre.
Oh, we were trying to find like shitty, dumb comedic movies.
Just to have on like in the background.
We were cycling through what was available, and I think Dana was the one that suggested
Nacho Libre's a lot of people's favorite Mexican.
Can I tell you, I was so embarrassed to admit it was the first time I had seen it. I had seen parts of it because of you guys. Like I knew the parts of it, but I had never watched Nacho Libre from start to finish.
How?
And I was dying laughing.
So
it's
dumb.
such a stupid.
Life is good.
Dude, it's such a stupid.
Really good.
I don't know how to describe how dumb that movie was, but I was in the right mindset.
Now you know who Encarnacion is?
Yeah.
After a couple.
Fucking what?
After some cocktails.
Life is good.
After a couple drinks. The night was winding down. Everyone was cleaning up, bringing the recycling out. The fact that the last hour or whatever of my
You mean
night.
every time I stretched like Nacho Libre, you just thought that's how I stretched?
Helps me to carry on. I ate some bugs. I ate some grass. I use my hand to wipe my tears. To kiss your mouth. I break my vow. No, 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 Jose. Unless you want to, then we break our vows together. Encarnacion, 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 Encarnacion.
He's a wrestler.
Can I tell you the one thing I didn't know about Nacho Libre? Because I've seen so many parts because of you guys and just because of, like, I don't know, pop culture. But watching the movie start to finish, I didn't realize what a romantic he was.
Are you serious?
It's hilarious, dude. This movie's
What a
hilarious
romantic-
as hell.
How
And his
we
relationship
could
with the,
break our vow our not vows. They're
what's his tag team partner's name?
the skinny guy.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's so
I
funny.
fucking love that guy.
Oh, it's the best. That shit is the best. It's really funny.
I don't know if it's
So
just
is the
because
Pick of
I
Destiny,
think
bro.
it's
You
just
ever
'cause
see the Pick of Destiny?
Yeah,
really funny. I don't think you have.
I think because I love Jack Black, no matter how dumb it is, I still found it funny. Like everything about him, like even when he scampers off, like I don't know, like and his movements, everything about Jack Black to me is funny. Some people don't like him. I think he's great.
You ever see the scene in The Pick of Destiny where Jack Black sees Kyle Gass playing and they start jamming together?
You know, my wife is a huge Tenacious D fan. No joke. Like Sarah, like kept referencing, like, oh, with her. Sarah likes Jack Black a lot more than I had known. So Sarah seems to be versed on all this. Like, how have you never seen this? And so just talk to my wife about it. She
don't blow a cage, don't blow a cage. Just play the best shit you ever fucking played. Play the best shit you ever fucking played. I love it.
Is it Escalito? The tag team partner?
Oh, whatever is fucking great. Buzzing people into the house. Theo's probably barking his fucking brain off. You know what I hate, dude? Side note, speaking of all the dogs at Rich's party, I regret bringing Theo. Because Jordan, here's an observation. She
was a helicopter parent, according to you.
I felt annoying. I'm like, yo, can you relax with the fucking dog? Look, she brought good vibes. We had a good time, but it's like, can you stop? But she didn't want Theo to pee on anything. I said, Theo's not going to pee on anything.
But I told her, I said, if he does,
and then the other
worry.
dogs were like fighting once the other dogs got there. So it's like, I'm like, can you relax, please? But she was like such a smothering dog mom. It's like, geez Louise.
And we've seen it before, but you can see in the back of this photo, like Rich has a little fence area that prevents people from going in the pool area.
Yeah.
So Theo was just free in this area, and she was just like hovering around every little place.
She would not relax and let him just running around.
I told her, I said, listen,
it was out of respect, so I appreciate that.
But I told her,
but
I
it was
said,
like,
listen, I said, if the dog pees or makes a mistake, it's a little dog. It's not gonna bother me. I promise you. I'm like, but it's like this fucking like 8 little kids running around making a hell of a mess. I don't think your dog's fine. I promise.
Tenacious D, everybody.
Tenacious D.
Jack Black.
Speaking of the yard, that was a topic of conversation throughout the weekend. I got to ask you guys, this has nothing to do with the yard, just in general. I know you dealt with it recently with your bathrooms. What do you think is a reasonable number of estimates to get before you, quotes, before you make some moves? Like
3.
3, you think 3? If someone were to fix your car, redo a yard, maybe do a project in your house,
you get 1, a second opinion, and 3 to confirm the other 2.
Yeah, 3 is the right. Like, hey, come look at the yard. How much is
the
it?
max.
Hey, how much is it going to cost to do boom, boom, and boom? And then they might be like, oh, yeah.
Because you'll have 1, and then just if someone can beat it, or you realize it's more expensive, and then you have the 3rd one to realize either the 1st or the 2nd were more accurate.
So is that the consensus, everybody? Is it 3 opinions and quotes? Hey, I want to get my car fixed. All right, that'd be $800. Well, that guy said $1,400. Well, this guy said $900. So I guess the $800 or $900 guys more.
Always 3. Everyone agrees.
Yeah,
3.
always 3. 3 quotes. Once the summer's over, and once we get a little more confirmation on little contract signage at Fox, I think I want to pull the trigger and like totally redo the backyard. But it's going to be a project. But I think there's a lot of potential.
Sarah deserves an outdoor kitchen.
You're going to be the LA Goon with the Lagoon?
I think I want to call Lucas Lagoons.
Lucas
but
Lagoons,
I know it's not a cheap.
Look up Lucas Lagoons.
Project.
I've seen his work. It's insane. Now, hey, Rich, it's getting late early, bro.
Yeah.
So let me just wrap up the weekend and move forward and then get into something I've been meaning to talk about. And I'll make it snappy, like a rubber band sandwich. Huh. It was also the weekend.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. Could I just tell you one thing and then we'll move on?
Lucas Lagoons.
Look, you know what? If Lucas Lagoons came here.
Look at that.
Dickie's LA Goon.
Hey, Spot, do you think Lucas Lagoons could like put me on a show and like give me a deal, a discount?
Only if you consider yourself the LA Goon.
You are
the
a goon.
Lagoon.
Yeah.
There's so much wasted space in my yard, and Spot wants an outdoor kitchen.
I do. Look at that outdoor. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
little tiki bar.
I need a lagoon.
Lucas Lagoon had a show on like DIY or
that's opulent. Look at
some
that.
sort of gardening network
Some
or
sort of like European villa.
I used to watch marathons
I have
of
a
this.
question. Do you need to get? Isn't cement work expensive, right?
Everything's expensive, Richard.
But like, Spot, if I get new slabs of cement in the yard and do like isn't that a whole project in itself? Also, that's like
gotta get the Teamsters.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you should have this. Look at that,
bro.
Oh, look at that. That fits
Have
your
lagoons,
house.
they said.
Oh, water slide for Ben. There you go.
Lucas Lagoons. All right, maybe I shouldn't have hit that guy up. He's gonna be like, yeah, $400,000.
Tell him you are the LA Goon. It was the weekend. You talked about wrapping up the school year. Spot on Friday was also Melody's final pep rally. I sent you a few pictures. You can't believe that another year is gone. If you guys remember, it feels like yesterday she was trying out for the team. She's got 1 full year under her belt, and now she has to try it again. She's on the far right, second to the last person.
Now,
I
is
think.
it one of those, like, does she really need to try out again, or is it a technicality?
I
Like,
don't know.
she's
She said
well-liked,
people
so-
don't make it, though. I was like, well, guess what? You sold a lot of popcorn. I think you're good. Thanks to you guys. There she is. But, yeah, already ended the school year, so they have an end of the school year pep rally.
Melody's only on the squad because her dad sold a lot of popcorn.
But, yeah, no, she grew a lot. She's on the left on this photo. Really grew a lot. Like, she had 0 skills. Now she's in all these tumbling classes. And
Isn't her favorite song "I'll Tumble for You"?
yeah, she's, sort of trying to take it serious, and she's way into it now, and she's way into that scene and really enjoys being part of that. But again, another school year pretty much done, guys. Done in about 2 weeks.
It's not something we mentioned a lot, but that was a big part of Sarah's childhood. Sarah cheered in college and high school and tournaments and competitions, and
That was part of my childhood,
And in
too.
Texas-
I was always dating fucking hot cheerleaders.
Texas, Sarah went to a school where there were scandals where people were trying to people were trying to take out other people because it was so competitive.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
People were like trying to murder people.
I'll tumble for you.
Rich only knows this song from Billy Madison.
I do.
It's his only reference to the song. Because he
It's
didn't
true.
have MTV, because I'm 3 years older than him, that's why.
I know when Billy's by the pool, he
I have
dances.
MTV, and I'm younger than you.
That's Rich's, I've realized that's Rich's default excuse for everything he doesn't know. So I'm 3 years older.
Oh, Mike Dillahay hit me up.
Hold on.
He's got a guy.
He always says a guy for everything.
Is Mike Dillahay the guy that has a guy for everything?
Yeah, he's the guy that hooked me up for the guy that detailed my car.
He's got a guy for everything.
That gave me the clear coat.
No, Dillahay.
He's the only way that
It
sells
was
cars.
also the
Thanks.
weekend of not only Memorial Day and honoring troops and eating lots of brisket on their behalf
Hit me up, Dr. Tim.
as we wrap up school years and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, Jesus Christ. New pavers, $25,000.
That's not cheap, bro.
Oh.
But guess what? You make a fine living.
How about this? How about you get in trouble with the mob and they'll do it for free?
Oh.
Oh.
It was also the weekend of Pee Wee Herman as himself.
Oh.
And I'll tell you a real quick story, Spy. I sent you another pic. Documentary premiered on HBO Max, and it was long. It was a long 2-parter. It had to be 3.5 hours. It felt like it. Slow moving, emotional. But again, I try to explain to, look at that.
Jordan didn't
There's
like
a
it.
story to that. No, she didn't really watch. Actually, she was working when I watched it. She watched the tail end of it with me. So I had to continue the next day.
He's not a Pee Wee guy.
Well, I was explaining to Jordan and Melody, what makes this significant is they really stayed in character. So we all know Pee Wee Herman, and Pee Wee Herman has a star on the Walk of Fame. But we didn't know a lot about Paul Rubens because he was always Pee Wee Herman. So we get to know a little bit of the backstory and what he was all about, what he was going through. And it's really special because he died and he put this out. It was his last project. He wanted to come clean with his life
That sounds
before
almost-
he died.
That sounds almost as much fun as me explaining the Brett Favre scandal to my girlfriend.
I mean, that's a whole other story, right? And you learn a lot about his ups and downs in the career of Paul Rubens. And I thought it was really intriguing and emotional. The ending is sort of heart-wrenching, Rich, because he's dying.
Yeah.
He didn't tell anyone he had cancer. And real quick, that story right there, I met him backstage, dude, at Jimmy Kimmel, right by the El Capitan Theater here in Los Angeles. And I ran to catch him outside of
Pee-wee.
Jimmy Kimmel's show. And
You
I'm
got
like,
a picture.
"Pee-wee!"
You got a picture.
He's like, take a picture to last longer. And I was like, ooh, Pee-wee. And we were best buds ever since.
Oh, man.
But I got
legendary
another.
photo.
Yeah, I saw his Broadway show, but I enjoyed it. I'm not saying it was the greatest documentary that ever was, but if you're a fan, it was pretty cool, really emotional, and you learn a lot about the guy. He was a nice dude, and I thought he was done dirty back in the day.
P-dubs.
Look, we didn't have Pornhub at our fingertips. The guy went to a nudie theater. Whoopity-doo.
Big deal.
So we all jerk off.
So, heard any good jokes lately? What'd you guys think? Fun documentary.
Didn't he
Fun
say
to
that?
watch if
Didn't
you're a
he
fan.
say that in an award show?
At the-
Like,
Yeah,
the
MTV. That was his
MTV.
comeback.
yeah.
Because he got tossed aside, dude.
Heard any good jokes lately?
So if you haven't watched it, watch it. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your feedback. Jordan is like amazed. She's like, why do you love this guy so much? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, why do you love him so much?
You know why? Because he made me laugh when I was a kid a lot. And I've been using those lines ever since. I really enjoyed. I'll tell you one clear memory I have watching with my family, the HBO comedy special. Like I was in on it early.
Yeah.
And I remember all the adults, like I found it great, but all the adults also loved what we were watching. Pee Wee Herman, the luckiest boy in the world. He wanted to fly. As a kid, that shit was funny, but the adults loved it. So like I'm included in on the fun. Who is this guy? He's hilarious. Is he real? I don't know. It's like a wrestling gimmick. And you saw his whole career progress. The movie was one of my favorites. Came out on my birthday in 1985. I was never a big fan of Big Top Pee Wee. I loved the Netflix one, his Big Holiday. And when the TV show was a thing, again, I don't think it was just for the kids. I loved his Saturday morning show. Was always a fan. His comedy just was always funny to me.
Over the weekend, did you watch the finale of The Last of Us?
Yes. It's in my news alerts.
That was this weekend?
Didn't want to get into news alerts then?
No.
Please.
Okay.
I mean, we could do this quick. Fuck it. Yeah, let's get into news alerts.
You should talk about what you watched this weekend. And I feel like The Last
Not going to get to what I wanted to get to.
Oh.
No, we can get to it.
We don't have time.
You could go
No,
backwards.
let's do
Nah. Let's do the news. If we need time, we'll do news alerts.
Sure.
Sure.
All right, what did you want to...
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. You ready? All right.
May 27th.
Wait, are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, we could... I mean, if
You
there's
got
something else you want to get to,
yeah.
I just asked if you watched the finale of a show. You were talking
No.
about watching Pee-wee.
All right. Wait.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Get into it.
All right, let's do it. Sure.
News. Did somebody say news?
News.
What you think?
All right. I'll kick it off with the stats here.
Don't spoil it.
The Last of Us finale ratings lower than the debut. It opened at 5.3 million and ended at 3.7 million. But they seem to be okay with that. They think it's going to grow still, the producers and people over at HBO. But if you compare the last season finale to this season's finale, last season finale, 8.2 million.
Oh, it's like
this
half,
season,
less than-
3.7.
Less
yeah.
than half. Jeez.
So they're saying it's Memorial Day numbers. Everyone's at the theater. Everyone's doing their thing. It's going to grow from here, and we still believe in it. But 3.7 million, it was just eh.
Well, I mean, Lilo and Stitch made over $180 million. Tom Cruise made almost $80 million. So it was a theater weekend. But
What? My stats are way different.
what was it again? Was it 135? Or I said 180?
Tom Cruise, Final Reckoning made 200 million.
You think you're doing worldwide?
And Stitch, Lilo and Stitch, 340, totaling 540 million. Record-breaking Memorial Day
worldwide,
weekend.
maybe.
No, worldwide. So I have worldwide stats. Rich has
United States.
little local boy stats.
So wait, who won this weekend again?
Little local boy. Lilo and Stitch killed.
Yeah.
I was right.
Box office record.
I was right. They
A
beat
record.
out Mission Impossible, right?
Yeah, but all right, since we're talking about the
Told you,
ratings,
kids movies will always win. And I feel like coming off that piss poor production of Snow White, everyone was ready for a real live action movie.
But
Everyone-
it doesn't come without any controversy, Rich.
Right.
And Spot. Tom Cruise rejoicing, 200 million opening
Worldwide.
I mean, come on.
And again,
Expect.
Lilo and Stitch 341, totaling 541, record-breaking 4-day Memorial Day weekend. But Disney's under fire
Here we go.
for cutting Captain Gantu, the villain, out of the film.
It's funny. I saw that and I'm like, I don't think does anyone care?
Yeah, Jordan cared, but she still said that because her brother's in town, so they went to see her. She's doing a lot of stuff with her mom and her brother. And Captain Gantu, the villain, she said, yeah, they cut him out, and it's getting a lot of flack. But she thought they did a great job with the movie.
But the creator said not everything translates to live action, so they just pivoted. Like it's not a big.
It's a
I
pivot.
feel like people just love to complain.
I mean, I know who it is, but barely. I'm not a big fan of the movie. I know Jordan wants me to watch the cartoon, but I feel like I've seen it before.
We're gonna go see
It's
it.
a surfing song?
We're gonna go see it this weekend. The kids are big Lilo and Stitch fans, but again, we were busy this weekend, so I feel like it's also gonna have a big second weekend because, again, there's a lot of people that were away this weekend with the family. So
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch gonna be record breaking. So
Right.
good for them.
In other news, rando news, Billie Eilish, the top winner at 2025's AMAs, American Music Awards, and coming in second, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars with 3 wins each. But apparently it was a big Billie Eilish night, top winner.
Well, the big story is J-Lo kissing both of her backup dancers, one dude and one girl.
Ooh, sounds desperate. Ooh. And Lenny Kravitz, speaking of music, 61 years old. Am I right about that?
My fucking God.
What
that guy.
the fuck, bro? Defying all odds and gravity. What is going on here? How is this guy ripped like that at 61? What deal with the devil did he make?
He's got a huge hog.
Seriously.
And
somebody
Fs.
needs to stop this guy.
Definitely deal with the devil.
That's life goals right there. Brittany Griner's in the news. Apparently in February, right? She was at Gaylord. Didn't you stay here? Gaylord National Resort?
Spring break.
And Convention Center or whatever, right?
And Convention
she's-
Center. Where they
she's
have,
there.
Where they have all the organized gay events.
Hold on.
Gaylord National Resort and Convention Center.
And she's in her room.
Very important.
And she shuts the door. This is my understanding of it, okay? So I don't know if this is accurate, but this is my understanding. She shuts one of the doors, and on the door was a piece of tape on the door, and it says, "Gay baby jail." And she takes that as a threat. So it's a handwritten message that she thought to be threatening. So she gets all these officials involved and
Baby
everything.
jail.
Yeah, did you hear about this?
Gay baby jail?
It's like a developing story. I don't know why. So the meme "gay baby jail" is used amongst people in the culture, to describe a situation in which progress through a game is impossible. So apparently it's like a gaming thing. In other words, your video game character is gay, happy. Baby game character in jail can't escape. So she made this big hoopla out of it because she's gay. They're at the Gaylord National Resort. She took this as a threat.
And Convention Center.
But apparently people like left it there previous to her staying there.
Right.
And then there was another thing that said private, like another message that said private. So it was like
Like
dorky
gaming lingo?
I think dorky gamers were there before she got there. And she is now saying, no, I was threatened.
Like they were doing something in the game, like in their room.
Yeah,
like playing
it's a weird
game in
story.
real
So
life.
it's like it's a nothing burger that was supposed to be a something burger.
She's a clown. Oh, no.
She found it to be threatening. What is gay baby jail?
How do you
I
find
don't know.
something
That's
threatening?
my understanding
But how
of
do
it,
you find
guys.
something threatening if you don't know what it means?
Because if you're in your room and you don't notice it, right?
gay baby jail.
Then all of a sudden,
Oh!
hold on, you go into your room and then you realize someone did that. You think someone's fucking with you, right?
Yeah.
At least that's my understanding of the
Gay
story.
baby jail, bro.
So Brittany Griner's in the news. In other women basketball news, you saw Caitlin Clark responsible for like $1 billion of WNBA revenue. They should make her the logo, is the thought. How you like her now?
Angel Reese. She's the best.
Let's see. Hold on. I don't want to skip anything. All you Duck Dynasty fans out there, you guys know who Philip Robertson is?
Yeah.
Do you? I didn't know who he
77.
was. He died at 79.
79. He's the bearded guy.
Alzheimer's. Don't they all have beards? Yeah. He's the bearded guy.
You know, the bearded guy on Duck
Great
Dynasty.
guess, man. He's the bearded guy?
Yeah, the bearded
on
guy.
Duck Dynasty?
No, the bearded guy on Duck Dynasty.
I
yeah.
thought they all had. I mean, I could be wrong. But Philip Robertson, if it was a big story, I imagine he's one of the main guys. So I know how popular that show was at one point. The guy responsible for. Right? Didn't they all make those duck things?
Wait, how many? That's pretty good.
79 Alzheimer's.
How many ducks do you hear?
Declining. No. How many here?
2.
34.
Cool.
Yo, Rich, Billy Joel canceled his tour dates because he was diagnosed with a rare brain disorder. This is bad. Yeah, this is bad.
Is it curable?
I don't know.
Okay.
But his wife is thanking all the fans on his behalf. He had to cancel tour dates. Billy Joel, for the record, 76 years old.
Yeah, that's why he fell. Because his equilibrium's off.
Yeah, it's sad, man. When you're seeing one by one all our like favorite old actors and rock stars. Everyone's just getting old, man. As we get older, people we looked up to.
Look at me, bro.
I saw.
I'm looking fucking strange.
Saw a video of Shirley MacLaine hanging out with Steven Dorff. She's 91 years old. My God, does she look old?
How do you like this newsletter? You like the shirt? This is a dusty, white, yellow-stained armpitted T-shirt that I dyed this color.
You dyed that shirt?
Yeah. For the summertime.
Who dyes clothes more than
Wait,
you?
hold on.
Jordan had like a cauldron of dye boiling, and I threw my white shirt, and she finished it.
It's a great shirt.
That's pretty impressive.
It's a fucking
Stand
fresh,
up.
clean tee.
I want to see it. Stand up.
What do you mean? It's a shirt. Why I gotta stand up when you see it?
But I want to see like the whole thing. I want to get like the whole color. That looks really
It's
good.
a white T-shirt that was, you know how they get like not that white and clean anymore? So like, here, take that.
I'm thoroughly
I
impressed.
don't know what she was
Put it in
dying.
your cauldron?
She had a pot brewing. I'm like, what's going on there?
For what?
She's like, I'm dyeing something to match
genuinely-
something. I said, can you take one of my T-shirts?
Genuinely impressed.
Well, because I had a white shirt that was like, this is a shitty
Is that one
white
of your
shirt.
commonalities? Like, did you both come to the relationship having dyed stuff before? Because I've never met anyone other than you two that dye things. So it's like, must be like a fun commonality.
Maybe I only date women that dye things because ladies do the same shit.
Yeah,
Maybe it's like one
but
of
do you
my
know
things.
anyone else that dyes things?
No.
Yeah,
I
I know,
find it
man. I told you, I'm the one keeping Rit dye in business.
No, I'm saying, but
it's
I
been,
find
it's been
it-
in business probably since the 1920s.
But it's gotta be-
But I'm the one that keeps it going.
But it's gotta be like a cool little commonality. Like, oh my god, do you dye things? Yeah,
we
I
do it all the time, bro. Like all the time.
It's like your commonality.
Yeah, I know. I must have dyed at least 4 things in my life. So yeah, it's crazy. My shoes, a few shirts, maybe 5 things, a jacket. All right,
Wow.
so that's big news. I hope you had an OKC weekend. They're up 3-1
Man, Minnesota was they
over
just
Minnesota.
couldn't- OKC, you know what the bummer is?
OKC.
They're just so good. I watched that whole
Rit
game
dye
yesterday.
scene.
That anytime Minnesota got close, OKC just like not so fast. I hate to say it, but if the Knicks win tonight and tie it up, it doesn't even matter. OKC is going to destroy Indiana or the Knicks. So OKC is just so much better, man.
You don't know that. Styles make fights. Rit dye became a thing in 1916. And thanks to me, it's still around.
Yep.
So, Knicks Pacers tonight. The Knicks with a 20-point comeback. Insane. That was going on during Rich's Memorial Day barbecue. What a game. They're up 2 games to Pacers still up 2 games to 1. And I'm excited for tonight. So that's another sports news, Rich. There's like I don't know what Pablo Torre's hard on is for Bill Belichick. But he's the guy that keeps pushing out all these stories. Like he's using his investigative journalism practices to like really harp on this Bill Belichick stuff.
I think he's getting fame off it though.
Yeah. So he's really leaning into it. And Jordan is coming back at him saying, get a life, dude. He found something called the fan cam. You know what the fan cam is? Where you could locate yourself at the stadium. Because there's controversy as to when they really became a thing. And what the NFL knew of their relationship. And maybe that's why he didn't get a job in the NFL. He was able to locate Jordan in the stands in New England back in 2021.
Okay.
No, so she's been around, according to his theory, since then. And it's been problematic, and the NFL's known about it, which is why maybe a lot of the teams were like, yeah, we don't want to be involved.
You mean since she was what, 20?
But she was still legal. I'm like, so who cares? But this maniac has spent days trying to find her at these games based on
Why is he so hard on?
He's got such a boner about it. So, hey.
Pablo Torre's got a boner for Bill Belichick.
He's been dating her for a while now. That's another growing, developing story. But there's footage. You could find her in the stands, like cheering like any other fan. And it coincides with her own personal photos that she posted on Facebook. So she's been around for a minute. And that leads us to...
Can I throw in one more story for the nerds?
Sure.
Nerds!
An ongoing, developing story that I've been following. They've cast the main 3 in the new Harry Potter series coming out on Max next year. I actually enjoy the casting. I think it's really good
Really?
casting.
I left that out. I was going to bring it up just for you, but
I
I'm
know.
like, don't
So
care.
I think this is a great representation of what I would envision the main three being in the book.
That's good.
I think that's a great look in Hermione. Obviously, Ron has the red hair, and Harry looks like Harry. Still,
Hermione nowadays, she's
until-
Hermione, right, Spot? Am I right?
Right. As long as they listen to the voice of the people and they recast Snape, as long as they do that, the show will be successful.
Save that for nerd talk, dude.
Nerd talk!
Because you know the whole story about the casting.
Recast Snape is what it comes down to.
You know the whole story about the casting of Snape?
No.
How it's a black dude. And everyone thinks that like it's the worst cat. It has nothing to do with race. It's the description of the character in the book that, and it's like now become about race because of the
So
way.
are you trying to hold back black people?
I think I am. There's plenty of characters that are race neutral that you could have played with. Severus Snape is such a main character and is bullied and like has a relationship with Harry where it's like, so to making it involving race is going to make it a racial issue and make it very
What if they
weird
rename
and
him
awkward.
Snape?
No one wants this guy cast. Not even J.K. Rowling herself.
Man.
So we
What
need
if they
to
name
work
him
on
like
that. As that's
Snapicious?
changed, that we're fine.
Nerd problemos.
Yeah, man. Hey, and that brings us to look, I'll tell you what we'll talk about tomorrow. There's a guy sailing the world and it's inspiring millions of people. Okay.
Is it Captain Ross?
No, it's a guy named Phoenix that I've been following and millions of other have been following as he sails the world.
Shout out to Captain
And
Ross.
it's about
Aloha Sailing Company.
It's about leaving everything behind and just fulfilling your dreams. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. But I figured to wrap it up, we'll wrap it up with some mail time, Rich.
Oh, mail time.
Yeah, mail time.
Mail time.
And then reminders and charts and all that stuff. But we'll do a little Tuesday that feels like a Monday edition of Mail Time.
And I think we should find our last. Here's the it never it makes me want to wag my when it comes I want to
That's a new one.
Hey.
Hey, Steve.
Mail time.
This is from Eric Reynolds, also known as Keto 5.0. What up, Eric? Eric has an interesting life. Found his brother later in life that he didn't know he
Say that
had.
again.
He was shot on the job. He was raised by a woman, his mom, who has a Netflix show about her. Remember?
Yeah,
With-
Esmeralda, right?
Yeah. And he lost a tremendous amount of weight through keto. And he was never fat, but he was overweight. Now he's like a healthy 50-something-year-old dude living life. Oh, check this out. And now look what he's got for us. Cops and Campers. Oh, how cool, man. Look at this coolest coin. Cops and Campers.
Cops and Campers, see.
Yeah, one for you.
Will this get me free
One
drinks at a bar?
for you. Nice
I think I might
catch.
show this to a
Nice.
cop. He's like, oh,
Wow,
Yeah,
they're all
just get me,
sweet.
you know, like coins.
Yeah.
You know, like you challenge coins.
Hey,
Just get me free
maybe.
drinks.
Yeah.
thank you, Eric.
Thank you so much, man.
I
Oh, wait,
love
look.
challenge coins. By the way, if anyone is in the military and wants
Check
to
this one
send
out.
me a challenge coin, please do
This
because
one looks like a pog.
my wife, much like Donald Trump, displays them at her desk because she works at the VA.
They're sweet.
So if you have a
dude.
cool challenge coin, send it to me. She has my Pentagon one that the Lowe's gave me. So yeah, hook me up.
Yo, Eric, thank you so much, man. These are really cool.
Challenge coins.
Thanks, buddy boy.
I'm gonna give one to my Uncle Joe. And if anybody wants one, like Sebring, any officers of the law, PJ. Should we reach out to PJ personally? I was like, are there certain people? Let me tell you something. One time in recent history, Jaime Tavares called me out of the blue.
Who?
And he's like, hey, man, I just want to personally invite you to the A's Mets game. I know, we've been speaking through text and everything and Rich, but I want to personally invite you and tell you, I'd love for you to come out there. Just put that extra little touch of class on it. Are there certain people I need to call up personally to be like, hey, King Carlos, I'd love for you to come out there, man.
But now you're putting pressure on them.
But it's a nice subtle, but it's more about, less about the pressure, more about the
I would
gesture.
say friends that aren't in the daily ecosystem of our show.
But that we're
Yes.
a part of the fabric. Hey, PJ,
If you'd like.
I'd love for you to come.
Yeah, no, I maybe.
Guys that were there. Hey, J-Dub, I don't know if you listen anymore, but hey, man, Pete Nice. I don't know if you listen. Hey, I'd love for you to come.
Yeah, but there may be a reason that they also distance themselves from the show and they don't feel the need to like reconnect.
Saying it's a nice touch sometimes.
But if you'd like.
Is Narzan coming? He's not, is he?
I don't think he can.
Fuck. But what if I leave a nice little voice message for him?
Then you put a weird pressure on him.
Yeah, but I said it's a little more about the gesture.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, thank you, Eric. Eric, I'd love for you to come. And I imagine based on the shape of this box, Rich.
And the sound, shake it.
Sounds like
Carts.
something for you.
Sounds like carts.
I think it's from Eric Medeiros.
Eric,
son of Glenn. Cause she ain't worth it.
Doo-doo-doo.
The girl ain't worth it.
Doo-doo-doo.
All that weeping she's been putting you through. Ew. Eric Medeiros, son of Glenn.
Oh, buddy boy, I need one of those. I need your knife.
A Greek god. What about Glenn Medeiros? Nothing's going to change my love for you.
Nothing gonna
Manny
change
Pacquiao
my
loves that.
love for you.
That's the Manny Pacquiao go-to.
So clearly, I might have been.
You just like ripped up.
No, the box is not. There's no way to open it nice. Oh, these are all baseball cards I can give my son.
You just so savagely ripped open.
There was no real nice way to open it. It's the label fucked it up.
But then cut along the label.
I know.
Oh,
This guy doesn't know how to do anything.
look at these. Austin. What? These are all great baseball cards. Benny Boy. Well, let's see the note. Ooh.
Thanks, Glenn Medeiros.
Rich.
Yeah.
So glad to hear about your little ones getting into the card collecting game.
Cool.
It was my favorite thing to do with my dad before he passed. Although these aren't worth much, I hope they give Ben and Emmy a start to love the hobby from Eric. And Eric, that is exactly why I love giving them the cards. So Eric, you're the man, because that's how they learn the teams. That's how they learn the players. Like my kids know how to identify all the teams and some of the players now because they collect the cards. So dude, and I know baseball cards are not cheap. I told you, like just a basic pack of Topps now is expensive. So thank you so much, Eric. You're the man. It means a lot. I'm gonna surprise Benny Boy and Emmy with these later. Like these are great. Perfect. Thank you, my friend.
Noise.
You're the man.
Thank you, Eric. And we hope to see you at the CRC. Now, reminders and then charts. Overpromised. Episode 93 premiered last Thursday.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
I know. That's our bonus pod. It's a hybrid of what we do here on Fox Sports Radio. Just an extra bonus show for free. Send it to your pals. Fox Sports Radio's YouTube page. Lots of videos there. You can actually stream us live now on Fox Sports Radio's YouTube page when we're doing Fox Sports. But check it out. Overpromised. 93. We talk about iconic sports photos because this past weekend was the anniversary of when Ali knocked out Liston. And you got that split-second sweet-ass photo. I gave you the backstory. We go over other iconic sports photos. And on episode 93, we go through all the party details in Vegas. So more reason to watch, more reason to share that link with people that are on the fence.
Are you getting more
about
and more?
the party.
You getting more and more excited about our event? I am. I just realized we are looking at 1, 2.
Everyone seems excited, and I'm excited.
I am. I
about
feel like
that
we're not promoting it
because
enough.
It was very stressful for me.
We're like a good 3.5 weeks.
Yeah, it was very stressful to plan.
But you know what? Now it's like go time. Now it's like.
But there's still a lot to do.
Let's get people involved. You want to get involved? Let's get involved. This will be our biggest event ever. So I'm really excited about that.
It could be bigger if we continue promoting it.
Let's keep promoting it.
Let's go.
So yeah.
But much like no, I don't want to have this stuff. This conversation. Much like, let's say you're going to dinner.
You and Covino fundamentally will never agree.
When you plan for a dinner, let's say you're planning for a dinner on Friday night.
Yeah.
And you book at a hot restaurant in town. You're like, oh, I got a reservation for 10 people.
Yeah.
And then your friend's like, oh, well, I'm bringing 20 people with me. Are we good? You show up at that restaurant. You know what they're going to do? Turn you away. I don't want to turn anyone away.
No one's going to turn away more
yes,
people.
They are. Because
the reality is
certain pieces.
It's a giant casino.
But certain pieces are limited to the amount of people that we can
Well, guess
bring.
what, Spot? You know what the greatest problem? The greatest problem of all time would be the show is so popular that like we were the casinos.
Away.
Yeah, but you're not going to turn people away. The biggest. Imagine the biggest problem we had was that we have too many
stop
supporters.
Trying to contain it and try to blow it up. Let's start promoting this.
But we planned to as a contained. If we planned it as a blow up thing, then yeah. But like we planned it as a contained thing.
But now you're like saying
I'm the
you don't.
planner. I'm the planner.
Yeah, but like
I have to think of these things. You don't have to think of these things. You can just be like, oh yeah, the more the merrier.
I can't.
I'm the planner.
I can't
It's my
disagree more.
reservation.
I can't wrap my mind around your mindset.
All I'm saying
my
is let's promote
reservation.
it.
Yeah, but I
Because if
can't-
you look at anything on social media, it's like I can't even find the reservation. I have to search and scroll to find the reservation.
it's pinned on all our
We're telling
posts.
people to. We're telling people to RSVP. It should be the first thing people see.
It's pinned on all
Isn't
our
this
posts.
market? No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. It's
Then
pinned
you
on
must have just did it.
No, I did it over the weekend.
But my point is, Covino and Spot can't fundamentally disagree more.
Seats taken.
And I'm in the mindset of like, no, any radio, podcast, TV show, anything. If you're saying we're doing an event, there's
agree.
never the mindset of like, oh, there's too many people.
no,
Like you want it to be like my dream would be like, guys, like the casino
So
complain.
then
There's
why do you
just
say
so many people.
This is the problem. Why do you say Covino and Spot couldn't disagree
I
more
just-
fundamentally? What about you?
But I just said that I agree
So
with
then
you. I'm
how
saying,
about
but you
we
guys
disagree
But you guys had butted
completely?
heads. I'm saying it was started with you guys butting heads, and I came to a bunch of text messages.
I just don't want to. Like we could go elsewhere.
He said buttheads.
But like we're not planning for elsewhere. We're planning for the main thing that I'm concerned about is the
Dude,
Friday night event.
If people are
Everything else is fine.
If people are fighting to get into this casino, which is not going to happen,
Not to get into the
then
casino,
these are the
but to
problems
get
we
into
want.
The specific space within the
Imagine
casino.
it was like, guys, imagine, oh, dude, Circo just fucking couldn't handle the overflow of Covino and Rich support. Like, what a terrible headline that would be. By the way,
The more the merrier.
You just said butthead. Could you show me a picture of Chet Holmgren? Yesterday, watching the OKC game, Chet Holmgren, there's a headshot where his head is like a pinhead. You look at Chet Holmgren's like official NBA headshot. Tell me he's not related to Beavis or Butthead.
Maybe he's their uncle.
It's like his official. It's like his headshot where he looks like a big.
Like this
yeah,
one?
that one. Yeah.
This one's even worse.
Like you don't think like. You tell me.
Look at this
I mean,
shot.
you don't think he looks like.
Hey, Beavis. Hey, Butthead. He's got a head bigger than yours.
Like that right there. You blow that up. You tell me that doesn't look to you like he's got a big head. Look at it.
This guy's head got a pinhead.
Put fucking Chet Holmgren right next to
He
Beavis
looks
or Butthead.
dumb.
Guy's got a long face.
He looks like you.
Shut up, bunghole. So,
Where's he from?
reminders.
Kim is saying I had to scroll to find the info. I don't know.
It
It's
wasn't
pinned on
pinned
the
until this
top of-
weekend.
it's
It was
pinned- no,
nowhere
it's
to be
pinned on
found.
every page.
It was nowhere to be found until I made a big stink about it.
You stink.
So,
Big
did
stinky.
Spot do an amazing job setting it up? Yes.
Made a
So
big
let's
stinky.
promote it now. So, if you want to share the details, in-depth
deets.
details with anybody, Overpromise episode 93, we go in depth because we're trying to invite people.
Yeah, I'm so excited about the whole thing.
June
In
20th
fact,
through the 22nd, Circa Vegas. We'll see you there. And yes, thank you, Spot, because
glad
there's
some
still a
people
lot more to
understand.
plan, and he's spearheading all of it. So when you see Spot at the party, give him a little nut tickle and a nice hug.
remember 2 old fashions, and I'll
There you go.
My mouth, it's gonna be verbal diarrhea.
And that leads us to
I did
Sharks.
say 2 old fashions and your mouth is down for anything. Jesus.
Oh, that too.
fucking-
How many margaritas?
Give him 3 margaritas.
Not a margarita fan.
Give him 3 old fashions. I'll give you an old fashioned.
Sharting out.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it.
do it up.
Shart it out. Shart it out. So I got to start it off with a sad one, unfortunately. But we have to shout out the king of the Carls.
Yeah.
Ian Kennedy, longtime supporter, longtime pal, such a sweet fella.
Yeah.
Lost his pops over the weekend.
So sad.
And I only say that because he put it out there publicly too. But sending thoughts and strength and good vibes and prayers to him and his family.
And it
Lost
wasn't
his-
expected. It was
a tragic
it was
accident.
An accident. So yeah,
But
you can't really prepare for those things.
It's so horrible.
as I jokingly said to him in the nicest way possible,
Yes.
he kept your mom alive. And
Yeah.
as the big mama's boy that you are, you probably needed that.
Yeah.
So they got in an accident and he lost his life, but his mom came away with a few bumps
Yeah.
and bruises, to say the least. So she's okay, but so sad.
Yeah.
I told my mom, she was devastated. And everybody is. Everybody. Jordan was like, what? I'm like, yeah, so sad. And now we can only hope that he still gets on that plane like his dad wanted him to.
Yeah.
And he joins us in Vegas. And we all give him a big group hug and we have fun on his behalf. And Ian has the fun that his dad would have wanted him to have. He raised a great son And it's so tragic and sad. Ian, all the best to you, buddy.
No doubt, buddy.
Yeah,
no
stay
doubt.
positive, man. I know it sounds tough, but
Yeah.
jeez, what else could you say?
Oy.
Anything else there?
Continue the sad news. My friend passed away. The one that I visited the other day. Yeah, he passed away over the weekend. So
Torch was saying that was tough.
Really? Like, because I feel like when I saw you on Sunday, he was still alive.
Yeah, no, he. When I saw you on Sunday, he had passed away the day before. But
Oh.
I had seen him a couple times last week, and I feel sort of happy with how he left off. Apparently, guys went to go see him the next day, said that he had taken a turn. So I got to, you get to say the farewell you want. But a rough week. So sorry, Ian. And hey, life is short, man. Enjoy it. That's why you got to really live it up.
For sure.
Live it up. No day is promised.
So now I got the fun charts, okay?
do the
You ever
fun
have the
one.
fun
Let's do the
charts?
fun ones now.
I don't want to find.
That's
my-
the fun.
These are hey, bring it in, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna have fun together. Look,
Yeah.
we've all been through ups and downs since we've all met.
Can I?
Come June 20th, this is when we all have a great time, put some smiles on, and have some hugs, and we remember what Rich just said. Life's short. Let's have some fun.
bro. You
never know.
This guy, again, Ian Kennedy's dad. A tragic accident.
Unexpected,
My
yeah.
buddy
And that was his best bud.
in January was feeling dizzy. Went to the doctor, and he passed away from the same thing Gary Carter had, coincidentally.
Wow.
Like, my mom had sent me a clip of, like, it was Gary Carter's anniversary, but it's, Spot, if you look it up, you'll be like, oh, yeah, that's, because you know more medical stuff than us. Look up what Gary Carter
You
passed
mean
away.
Dr. Klugscheißer?
How would I
MD?
How would I not expect Spot Klugscheißer MD?
You mean Klug MD? Of
But
course
it was
does.
an aggressive...
It's not even Web MD. It's
an aggressive
Klug MD.
cancer that was by the brain, so...
Yeah, sad. Super sad.
Whatever Gary Carter passed away from, I'm pretty certain that's exactly what my buddy had. But yeah, in January he was fine, and now 5 months later he's gone.
Leukemia?
No,
Illness and death. Glioblastoma.
glioblastoma. Yeah.
All right, so fun charts now.
Brain. Yeah.
I got to shout out 712 Taylor, who asked a funny question. I don't know the answer to it, but I feel like you do. Okay. 712 Taylor, hit us up on the text message, 412, the letter CNR show. We still use it. Call on that number too, 412-267-7469. He said, guys, please remind me, who was the radio host that coughed, sneezed, and farted all at the same time? He was having a mind fart,
Rich
a mind
Davis.
shart, trying to think about it. I said, you mean besides me? Man, I don't know, but I remember that story. Like, I remember what he's getting at. So who was the radio host or TV host? Who was the celebrity that coughed, sneezed, and farted all at the same time? He was asking us, and I'm like, I remember this. Sounds so familiar, but I don't know. I said,
Is it like a legendary thing?
yeah, I don't know, but I remember talking about that. Like, it sounds real familiar.
Man.
So we're all stumped, but
Yeah.
someone here might know. So let's help out 712 Taylor.
Damn.
Because who is that legend? I need to know. Eric Newell.
Yo,
Soul
what's up,
Patch
Soul
Eric.
Patch?
What up, buddy? Hope to see you at the CRC.
Yeah, I got a burp snort coming.
Is that it?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. But when he said it, it sounded familiar to me.
Isn't that? I always
Is
thought
it
it
Kevin
was,
James?
I always thought it was if you did that, you would implode. Is that true?
I don't know.
Oh,
but
and by the way, last night, just side note, you played Kevin James. Per Covino's recommendation, because he said the other day he just randomly put on I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, that's
so
on.
last night when Sarah and I were falling asleep, we had just got done watching The Last of Us,
It's
which, by the way,
so
The Last of Us,
politically incorrect.
The Last of Us was
So
so
horrible.
doom and gloom, very dark, rainy. I was like, I don't put on something light. We put on and I watched like the first 20 minutes of Chuck and Larry.
it's hilarious.
The language, the sexist, like everything about it
It's
was
next
like,
yeah, it's really like forward. Check it out. It's funny.
They use the old F word for gay a lot.
Yeah.
They like Adam Sandler's character is like a womanizer. All these girls, let me see your asses, honey. Yeah, your broads, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wicked gay.
No,
So-
dude, it was if you watch Chuck
Finish
and
it.
Larry,
It's really funny.
Chuck and Larry, Sarah and I were like,
There's
a
a lot of funny parts.
We like realized we forgot this movie existed.
Same. It's generational, though, because you
Yeah.
know what Jordan says? It's my favorite one. I'm like, really? It's the one I watched the least? You know, so, but it is. It's really good.
In my mind, I'm like, maybe I watched it once.
Yeah, it's really good. It's
But
streaming now.
Chuck and Larry, very funny.
Eric, Soul Patch Eric.
Yeah.
Love you, buddy. Steven, Utah. Norazan. I know it's tough, but I hope to see you guys in Vegas.
Yeah.
But I love you guys. Vanessa Bloom. El Chico. I need as many El Chicos at the CRC. My mom's going to be there. I want her to see the Brown support. El Chico. Jessica Lipscomb. What up, Jessica Lipscomb?
Hi, Jess.
Hey, Jess. What's up? Chris Chavez. What up, Chris? Ladson Mills.
That's my lad's son.
Diane Vogel, the Dogle.
Ladson Bible.
I know we'll see Diane in Vegas.
She's Vogel.
Diane.
She's Vogel and Dogling.
Spot, you remember those Oh Diane commercials when we were kids? Oh Diane. I think Diane was like a hairdresser or something.
I remember them as much. I remember as much as I remember the Bronx Zoo commercials.
Spot, look up, please. Oh Diane. I think it was like a hair product or something. Ooh, Diane Vogel. Ooh. Oh, Diane. Carrie Betterman.
What?
Betterman.
There's a place where images are made. Diane's on 57th Street. We weave hair as naturally as it grows on your head. Diane's exclusive interlock method is so lifelike most clients can't believe it.
Oh, Diane.
Oh, Diane! Diane's on West 57th Street. We make you look like you've always seen yourself.
Man, I'm that old,
Diane.
huh? Oh, Diane.
You're old Diane years old.
Man, I'm old Diane years old.
You're fucking
Fuck.
old.
Maybe Daniel Javier Feats is right. I need to upgrade my references.
Jeez.
Fuck.
Oh, Diane.
That fucking looked like it was from the 1600s.
My God. Roger Pascal. What up, Roger?
Pedro Pascal.
Bart Moon. Oh, that's Bart Moon.
Hanging with Bart Moon.
Hanging with Bart Moon. Bart Moon. Gonna see Bart's Moon in Vegas, I hope.
Are we?
Yeah, I think so.
And you see a dude just hanging around.
Did you call him to personally invite him?
Yeah, Bart Moon. This is your personal invite.
It's Bart Moon.
It's Bart Moon.
Hanging with Bart
Maybe
Moon.
he could sing that song with my mom karaoke at Cat's Meow. After party. Toby Carson. What up, Toby? Trevor. All the Trevors out there. What up, Trevor? All the Johns. John Facchetti. All the Johns. And everybody signing up for the RSVP CRC. The links in our Patreon feed is pinned on our X page. Please, RSVP, send it to some people. The more, the merrier. Shannon Gunn said she's stopping by because she lives in Vegas.
That's awesome, yeah.
You know, we got to make sure we hit up our actual local
I'm going to hit
Vegas friends.
Michael Yo. I'll hit him
Michael
up.
Yo. Like, we got to send those invites. Yeah. Our buddy Jared from Fox Sports, right?
No doubt.
So you guys are all invited. This is your invite. We hope to see you there. Thank you guys. Hope you had a nice weekend. Saluting the troops, all the fallen soldiers that made this past weekend possible. We rock on their behalf.
And the most special birthday shout outs to a legendary honorary member of the show.
Oh boy.
Guys, guess who's turning 21 and officially legal today? This guy right here. Holy mother meatballs. I can legally gamble, drink a beer, and go see rated R movies without getting hassled.
That's the best part.
Attaboy.
Hey, Mike 525.
21, baby. 21. Can you do something for me?
Wow. Man, I feel like I've known the kid since he was 12.
I know. We have probably. And
Holy
he actually
shit.
he reached out to us directly to say how much he loves us.
Oh,
how that he was turning 21 and how much he misses us.
You know what? He brought us a lot of laughs. He's part of our intro. Reach out. What is it? At Mike 525?
Mike 525.
At Mike 525.
Rocket.
525 Rocket.
Mike
At
525.
Mike 525 Rocket. Wish him a happy 21st. That's insane.
That's funny.
I wish he was coming to Vegas. Have a nice drink with everybody.
Here he is. Here he is in Atlantic City.
Oh, look at him. He's all grown up
He's
now.
all grown up.
What the fuck,
great.
bro?
Look at him in Atlantic
I know how
City.
birthdays work,
Partying
bro.
it up at the lobby bar.
Look at
having
him.
a
He's
drink.
like, he's pointing like me, bro.
Oh, look at him sitting there. Oh, he's doing some
Look,
roulette.
no. Go back. He's pointing like me. Here I am. And then he's gambling like Rich in the next photo. Look at
Wow.
He's a chip off the old blockheads.
This kid.
Look at that. So proud
It's
of
all
him.
grown
So
up.
proud of him. All grown up. All grown up. All right.
Attaboy.
Baby's all grown up.
Attaboy. All right,
So,
let's go.
all right, guys. Send some love to Ian Kennedy and his family and Rocket Pooh, Mike Rocket 525. Mike 525 Rocket. Wish him a happy birthday.
Hey.
And speaking of Rocket Dog and all you guys, love y'all.
All right, have a good one. Until next time, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Talk.